Guys, as you walk in, please make sure you hit that like button. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button. Please make sure you hit that notification bell on the right hand side. Remember, we do go live each and every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6 o'clock Eastern time. Like always, thank you for tuning in to KI Culture Radio. Boom, bada bing. Hakeem, Jordan, what's cracking lacking? What's cracking lacking? What is cracking lacking?
Taking it one day at a time.
Bing bada boom. It's all good over here, man. It's all good, all good, all good. It's hump day, it's Wednesday. We're ready to go. So let's go, let's go, let's get it.
Like you said, Jordan, it is Wednesday. So Wednesday, that means is panel Wednesday, which will allow people in the chat to come on, join in the conversation of the awesome topic that Jordan always give us, always put down. Not only that, also the people that subscribe to our channel send us topics as well. So guys, you are welcome to come on the panel. Hakeem normally do his thing. He's gonna drop the link in the chat, and also it's gonna be pinned right on the top. So y'all guys, come on in, join into the conversation. Let's have a good old time. Grab a cup, the KI Culture Radio cup or a regular cup, and let's have some fun. Go ahead, Jordan. Do your thing. Do your thing. Do your thing.
What's going on, people? What's going on? You heard right. It's Open Panel Wednesday. So please, y'all guys want to have a discussion or talk about one of these topics? Come on, come on. We'd love to have you. Love you happy. So anyways, let's go. Let's get right to it. So topic number one, this has been trending, and we're going to talk about Mr. Brian McKnight. So you don't know about Brian McKnight. Why is he trending? Him and his kids, it's according to the history with his kids, it don't look good. It really don't look good. He kind of talked bad with his kids. We really don't know the details of his relationship with his kids, but it's like he really his real kids, because I think the chick he's with right now, I don't know. I don't think that's not his kids, but he spent more time with them. He spent more time with them than, even though his kids is grown and everything, he spends, quality ties with the chick that he's with right now. And so, he's like, and he's making it public, which, a lot of people's like, why are you making this public with your own kids like that? Personally, when we have family problems, you keep it, private. But as you can see, he really, and we have a clip where he talking about, bringing the negative energy, the positive energy. And, and also, Ricky Smiley, he went into it. And also Tyrese, he went into the situation as well. So go ahead, Hakeem, play the Brian, go to the last one, play the last Brian McKnight one. And then the Ricky Smiley started, I think it's number 5, number 6, go through that. And then after that, go all the way to number 1 with Tyrese. He's making his comment on it as well.
So play Ricky Smiley first, or the Brian McKnight one first?
Brian McKnight. And then after that, play the Ricky Smiley. His begins on the 6th or the 5th slide. And after that, play the Tyrese, which is the first, I believe.
Shout out to No Chaser. Also, shout out to Keisha Nelson. Now that shout out to those that's watching us on Kick and Twitch. Make sure you guys also do a follow on Kick and Twitch. Very important. And Mimi is in the building. Shout out to Mimi, co-host of the Shiesty Avengers, is in the building.
Lastly, this week, I want to big up my man right here. See, he gets it. In order to live a life that you love, you have to get rid of the evil and the negativity, even if that evil and negativity is related. We want everyone to live a life that you love. Our hashtag, that's what it means. Hashtag I love our life. But in order to do that, you have to get rid of all that evil and negativity. There's so many angry and upset and negative people out there. We want to use our platform as a place of positivity, a positivity platform. So hopefully, who knows, next week, maybe I'll only respond to positive comments, but we'll see. We'll see you next week. So lastly, this
everything they need. I just want to say to about the Brian McKnight kids, to all of his kids, the ones that he said that's born out of evil or born in evil, whatever he said, whatever he claims, or whatever. Let you know that you have a lot of support out here. We here at the Ricky Smiley Morning Show support you. If anybody get this message out to Brian McKnight, 2 sons and daughter, you are always welcome to the state of Alabama, to the great state of Alabama, where you have men and you have uncles and you have a lot of people in Birmingham that take on kids that have been abandoned by fathers. I've seen a lot of it, even with watching Little League football coaches that spend their own time, money, and resources into trying to make sure that the kids have it on born in evil, whatever he said, whatever he claims, everything they need. But I know that y'all are older. But if y'all ever feel any kind of way, or you feel unloved and need male figure, father figure, there's people out here like myself, and I know I can vouch for my brother from another mother, Ben Crump, and others. We would be more than happy to have you. You are not thrown away. You are not garbage. You are loved. You are to be respected. And there's a lot of group of men out here waiting to stand with you and make sure you have everything that you need. We are not here to try to replace your father, which that can't be done, but we can be something to you. To just make sure you go on into your adulthood and live your life and get you the help and therapy that you need so that you can move on, because words hurt and stuff like this hurt a lot, everything they need. But I know a lot when, when things like this are said, it's a bell that cannot be unrung. So if anybody know Brian McKnight, kids, sons, and daughter, we really celebrate dads where I live, and in my household, we had over years and years and years have raised kids that don't have a dad, or dad got killed, or just, hey, I don't want to be a dad, or whatever. That's what we do. We are some of the best father figures and uncles and anything you need. So just to let y'all know, just put that out there. I'm not here to, we already tackled that part, talking about what he did, but I don't want to do that, talk about that and offering something to them in lot when, when things like this are said, it's a bell that cannot be unrung. So if anybody know Brian McKnight, keep the same.
So lastly this week,
or do what I want to address. Whatever, man, kids out here is I want to talk to my brother Ricky Smiley, and I want to say to you that it is unfair, in my grown man opinion, to say that that man and his ex-wife and the mother of his kids, which are now grown adults, past 30 years old, whatever their specific dynamic is, there's a bunch of things that have been said and done over the years that is nobody's business, that has contributed to where they are. This is not fair to say, well, they my kids, or they grown, they adults, and so I ain't gonna ever turn my back on my kids. I ain't gonna ever not provide or be there or support. What I want to address is I want to talk to saying some fucked up shit, bruh. Kids out here be crossing you and doing and saying and going above and beyond to cross you. I do not know what that man and that woman or his kids or anything about anything. Like, I literally know Brian. I have not had one conversation with Brian McKnight about his wife, his kids, or anything that went down between them, nor is it my business, nor is it my place to ask him, what happened, man? What's going on? This and that. None of my business. What I am addressing and talking about is I feel like it is not fair to act as if relationships between men and their children that at some point become adults, can't fall apart, can't become extremely volatile and toxic. Listen, man, I know dudes that are in jail or do whatever. Man, kids out here be saying some hell for getting in full-on fights with their kids who grow up, who think they can talk to them and treat them any kind of way, stealing money, flirting with their girl or their wife inappropriately while they're in new relationships, crossing the line, doing all kind of that can make the dynamic between you and your daughter or your son completely off limits. Let's go even further. And I know a thing or two, so consider me a professional in this department. I want you guys to Google these words that a lot of you guys have never heard of. All the therapists, all of the psychiatrists, especially all of the family law attorneys, please chime in. Parenting alienation. Google it. Enmeshment. When kids jail for getting in full-on, or young adults, or even grown folks are enmeshed, and there is parenting alienation between the man trying to alienate the child or children from the mother, or the mother brainwashing, poisoning, or trying to brainwash and alienate the kids or the adults from the father. That is a real thing. When you are enmeshed, which again, you should Google it by definition, read it on the airwaves to educate people. When parents are enmeshed with their kids or teens or young adults or adults, they lose sight of the dynamic between being a parent and a child or children. They talk to them about everything. They go into all of the specifics and details, or young adults, or even details about the cheating or infidelity or the physical, emotional, psychological abuse. They're going on and going into specific details with the child or children because they do not understand the line between being a specific parent. A father and a mother is not friends.
So yeah, going through this Brian McKnight situation, you can see, Tyree's side, and also you can see Ricky Smiley's side of the situation that's going on with Brian McKnight and his kids. After Tyrese, he put his went on with his soliloquy. Brian McKnight's son, he posted, I think he posted a tweet out. Saying that, Tyrese used to sleep under our pool table when I was a kid. I know the 90s R&B brotherhood blood is thicker than anything, but you should sit this one out, champ. You have relationships to fix with your own children and your own past decisions. You made on behalf of blame and power. The allegiance to these two things is what keeps you guys from seeing that the only thing that matters in the end is family. Real men can see the past stuff. Let me stop though. This is the 40 hours infusion has me ready to fade Jody. That's not right. Peace and prosperity. So that's what he's tweeting and everything. So as you can see, we, like I said, we really don't know the details, what's going on with the situation with Brian McKnight and his children, but apparently it got public and everything. And like I said, you see Tyree's side, and also you see Ricky Smiley's side, but like stuff like this situation, where you won't have can I start first, fellas? Because I have experience with this. So with this situation, I can see what the kids are going through. And with the parent and everything, because I have a similar situation with my father and everything. I'm just gonna say a little bit. I'm not gonna explain a lot of it and everything. I don't care, how bad your father was. Maybe you guys didn't have a good relationship. Because like I said, you can have a good relationship with your parents, with your father, or a bad relationship. Married, and he's been been married to your mom, and and you're both been, and the kids been in a single parent household, you know, there's sometimes, you know, stuff can fall out, and you know, sometimes with divorce and everything, sometimes kids can take sides and everything, and usually sometimes kids take sides from the mother, and they usually don't take care of the father. Some kids, you know, they really can't compartmentalize, you know, who's both at fault of it. You know, majority of the time, kids they pick sides and everything, and look at how the situation is. You know, the kids are turning the side of their mother and everything. Also, you know, Brian McKnight, he's on the road and everything, so he probably wasn't able to see his kids a lot and everything. And they probably there's some type of resentment that have for their father, and you know, and I don't know if the kids of Brian McKnight's and Brian McKnight have really talked to address it and everything. And sometimes, you know, kids, you know, they take it a different way and everything. They might take it a different way. But the thing is, you know, putting this out in public and you know, and putting it out in public, especially for Brian McKnight, because it makes him look bad. I heard that he's gonna do like a little concert tour and everything, and apparently it got canceled because of this situation he has and everything. You know, people, the Pope, looking at the court of public opinion, Brian McKnight looks like a bad father. Now with that, he's losing money because you know he can't do concerts because nobody's paying tickets because, and majority of his fans is women, probably predominantly black women back in the '90s, and they seeing this on you know on the internet, you know. Public opinion is like, no, I'm not gonna see Brian McKnight. He's going to take care of his kids and everything. And I'll tell you this too. When I went to work last night, and then Brian McKnight wanted some Brian McKnight song came on, the first thing I thought about is like his situation with his kids and him. And if I'm thinking like that, a whole lot of people was thinking like that, especially people that was fans of his and everything. But yeah, man, it's like I said, I just hate the situation when you know family situations really out in public like that. You know, it's like I said, especially a little bit with Brian McKnight and everything, because you know some people they look at him a different kind of way. Even though they, you know, his music might be playing on, you know, on streaming or playing on the radio and everything, you know, when his music is playing, people gonna give him the side eye. And right now it's kind of hurting his bank a little bit and everything. But yeah, man, I just hate to see family situations going out like that. Go ahead, Ronnie. What's your take?
Yeah, when it comes to the aspect of the parenting alienation, you know, some people choose to live the life they want to live. It doesn't matter. You can't really tell a grown man how he want to treat his own kids. That's his choice that he has to make. And not only that, but certain type of conversation, I think it should be made. It should be kept private. It should not be made to the public eye. And that's the problem I have with today's society. Today's society is like everything got to be in the public. No, everything don't need to be in the public, because then when you have everything in the public, then you have the public opinion about certain information. Shout out to those that right now that's watching us right now on Facebook, that's commenting. We really do greatly appreciate it. One of them is Camille is in the chat. Not only that, Courtney is also in the chat when it comes to the aspect of Facebook. Shai C Bomb is in the building. Shout out to Hassan. He's also in the building. And also the lovely Sherry Bryant is also in the building with her son Sky, because sometimes they tune in and watch the show. And also Miss Reed. So the problem is, I find it to be very, very you know, disturbing when you see like grown men, especially black men, to talk about like certain issues like these in the public eye. I don't think it should be in the public eye. I think it should be kept in secret. However, since now they want to put it in the public eye, they can't be afraid of when people have mixed emotion and mixed feelings about how you pretty much you treating your child, even though your child is of age. And then now you have other men that's willing to take on the responsibility that they think that you was not able to take care of that responsibility. So to me, I think Brian McKnight should have been more careful on how he should have dealt with this situation. But however, it is what it is. Now you have Tyrese and also you got Ricky Smiley chiming in and sharing their thoughts about how he should have conducted his parenting skills. Go ahead, I can.
100%. Shout outs to Camille Garcia. How you doing, miss? Camille said, "Sir, I was behind Brian until he started making little comments about his kids in a very negative tone. The issue was entitled to his money. I understand where he's coming from, but then when he started calling and stuff and kids and stalking, He keeps talking crazy about his kids, where this conversation should have ended sometime last year, not for the public or the eyes of the ears. I agree with you 100%. But let's go back to what Tyrese said. What happened throughout the years or the marriage for him to have such a disdain for his own kids? Women are going to feel touchy about this because these are children. They're grown children now. Let's keep that. These are not little kids. These are grown kids now. And we all know, shout outs to Natasha Vincent, we all know he's a person in a public light. And as you get older, some kids are entitled to his money. We've never heard Brian McKnight in all the years of we known him. He's had a clean pass up until now. The only thing we understand is he's having issues with his kids. Nobody talks about the money he donates to charity, how many organizations he supported. But as soon there is a spite that's online, which he did not start, now it's going to focus on a negative tone. So we got to look at this like this. Whatever the family dynamics have came to, it's where it's at right now. And we need to be careful to see the optics of it because we don't know the whole story. We don't know if he was put on child support. The woman took half his money. Sometimes women are very insensitive about men's feelings. When they see men stand 10 toes down, they say, oh, you can't talk about the kids like that. Just remember, the way you view children, men view it differently. And if a man is being disrespected, he's going to go all out. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and say that if I had kids and they disrespect me and I've done everything for them, I'm going to say fuck them kids. Because a man's respect is all that he has. Other than that, when we live with you and we take care of these kids, we're only glorified roommates. Go ahead.
No, prime example, Shashi Bun said something in the chat. She said mothers don't start monitoring because the kids are grown. I disagree with that because you have mothers when a woman get up a certain age, she kick her out of the house. There's numerous stories when that happens. So, and not only that, sometimes mother and daughter don't have the best relationship in the world. It is what it is. Now, when it comes to the aspect of mothering, sometimes mothers do have great relationships with their son, but if you look at the data, majority of the time, it's not always the case. Most people that's of age say they want to have a strong relationship with their father instead of with the mother. Go ahead, Jordan.
Yeah, that's true. And since we kind of into this topic, Hakeem, that's another topic I kind of want to put this into this. It's the Gary Olding one. So this is a very similar situation, and also because we want to look at from it's in the same conversation, but we want to hear like the words from coming out from Gary Owens' mouth because, like I said, he was married to his wife. Like I said, Gary Owens, he's a comedian, a white comedian. He's been married to his wife I think about 20 plus years, and they got divorced like 3 years ago. And then after that, you know, this was on the Shannon Sharp today and everything. And, you know, and he really breaks down the details on how, you know, how the correlation, like once he divorced his wife, it's like his kids divorced him as well and everything. Even though, you know, he don't talk bad about his kids. He's been there with his kids. He's been financially supportive of his kids. But the thing is, it's like, you know, after the divorce situation, because it didn't work out, you know, the kids turn all the way to the mother side. Even though Gary Owens, he's been there supportive with his kids, you know, everything, you know, being a father, you know, up to his kids and everything. And he talks about that and everything. And then when that breaks off, and you know, he said he had talked to his kids like 3.5 years and everything. And like I said, he wanted to make some work socket and everything. So you look at the opposite of Gary Owens of, you know, what did I do wrong so I can make it better and everything? Because as you see, as in on this side of the father who wants to be there, even though what did I mess up in the past to make you feel like this and everything? Because, you know, he wants to work it out with his kids. But the thing is, his kids still not talking to them. So go ahead, Hakeem, play the clip of the Shannon Club Shay Shay of Gary Owens. After that, we're gonna, you know, talk about this as well.
You're a deadbeat. What's your relationship with your kids right now?
I don't have one. It's been 3.5 years.
Really?
Yeah.
How hard is that for you?
What do you think? It's a nightmare. It's like they're my greatest accomplishments and my greatest failure at the same time. But to see how it's just crashed and burned since the divorce, and this is all since the divorce.
Do you believe she played a role in the divide with your kids?
I'll say I'll take the blame because I didn't ensure that my relationship with them was so strong that no matter what anybody said to them, they could be like, nah, my dad's good. So, I was gone a lot.
Right.
I'm on the road.
Right.
And that's part of the deal. But I really don't know. I don't want to throw stones and stuff I
Without
don't
knowing.
know. I don't know if she's at the house saying your dad ain't I don't know. I mean, I do know blasting me on social media didn't help.
Mm-hmm.
And then other shit happened. We'll get into in a little bit. I just don't know where it got so bad.
Right.
You know what I mean? That I'm just literally the worst human being on the planet. And it's funny. I ran into my ex last week. We was on a plane. I'm on a plane from Atlanta to Cincinnati.
Come on, Gary.
I ain't got no reason to lie now. I just said I cheated. That's been the freaking elephant in the room. So I got nothing to hide anymore. So I'm sitting there and I sit on a plane. I go, ain't no way this is happening. Ain't no way this is happening.
That's what I'm saying.
I went like, I was in the window like.
You like a kid. You like a kid looking out the window.
Yeah, that's my bag. So she didn't see me when she got on the plane. We go to baggage claim. She sees me. She comes up. We start talking, asking her like, how do we get this right with the kids? And then I keep telling her like, look, when they call, I'm there. Mm-hmm. I don't care if I got a show, I'm cancel it. The minute they say, Dad, I'm ready to talk, I'm out.
Right.
I'll go to where they're at. So when I talked to her about the kids, I told her, I said, I wish you would,
help
just say it's time. It's time. Because they do listen to you.
Yes.
Enough. Mm-hmm. There's no abuse here. There's no mental abuse. There's no physical abuse. They had a great childhood.
Yes.
Great. Private school. Paid for my daughter's college. I mean, just stuff you're supposed to do if you have it as a dad.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I'm just like, I don't know how I became this evil human being that they want nothing to do with. I was like, I'm not perfect. I read somewhere that somebody said, when you go through the divorce, when kids are little, they idolize their dad. Mm-hmm. And then when divorce happens, they demonize them. And then as time goes by, they humanize them. Mm-hmm. Clearly, I'm in the demon stage right now. But it's just been so long that I got to sneak around to try to just lay eyes on them. Like when the Bengals went to the Super Bowl, right? Mm-hmm. I got tickets. So I texted both of them because when I call, they won't answer. So I got a text. And sometimes they respond, sometimes they don't. So I was like, I got tickets. I got 4. You guys want to go? And they was both like, no. So I was like, dang. And then
that's it. Just no, not love with Dad. I had other plans. I got other arrangements.
I ain't gonna say what they said, but it wasn't pretty. And then I said, I flew to Greensboro where my daughter was in school and knocked on her door and she wouldn't answer the door. And then my ex ended up calling and was like, my road manager was with me. She didn't know he was with me. She called my road manager and she was like, why is he at the door? Why is he at the door?
So she's looking at the door to see?
No, my daughter called.
That's what I'm saying.
So she's like, why is he at the door?
Yes.
And he's like, he's just trying to see her. She goes, no, it's not time. She's not ready. She said, write a letter and put it in the mail. I go, what?
People still write letters?
This ain't 1985.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So that happened. Then I found out she was flying. I found out one of her flights one time. I ran into her at the airport and I was like, I kept my distance. I didn't run up on her. And I waved and she waved back. And I was like, oh, want to have a shot here? And then she dipped in the bathroom. And at 45 minutes, I waited and she never came out. And I just went, so I left. And then when I went to her graduation, they made it very clear, don't come up, don't talk to her, don't approach her or nothing like that. I was like, so I don't know how, at this point, I don't know how to reconcile the relationship. I'm just letting them know that I love them. I'm proud of them. And whenever they call, I don't care where I'm at. I'm there. I've told them, I said, you want to go to Hawaii? You want to go to Dubai? Where you want to go? Because we can go. We can go somewhere so far away and just sit down and have it out. So I literally don't know what to do at this point.
To hear that you're a deadbeat, what's your relationship with your kids right now?
I don't have one. It's been 3.
And I got a question. Okay, and then here's another situation what happened. Like I said, he want to be here for the kids, but the thing is, it's like the situation with the mother and everything. It affected the relationship of his kids and everything, of him having a relationship with his kids. And like I said, usually kids they kind of choose sides of they usually choose sides, especially where they usually choose sides of who to pick first. Stasha Butt said a comment: you can't expect kids to watch you hurt their mother and then be on your side. That I disagree, Shashi Bun, because my mom and I say situation, my mom and my father, he wasn't abusing anything, it might have been maybe some emotional abuse and everything, but the thing is, it's like wherever it happened in their relationship or just in general for me, wherever it happens in the relationship of your mother's and father's relationship or marriage, it's just what happened. It has to do with them. It has nothing to do with the kids and everything. It can be something, it could be some terrible things happening and everything. But I feel like kids, they really can't. Sometimes they can't separate of their parents' relationship and marriage. They really can't separate of what they happen to each other and when they look when they see a parent, get verbally or physically abused like that. They really take it to the emotional part of it, and they really choose, which parent, not just mother or father, period. They choose, sides and everything, and they stick with a side. My thing is how I look at stuff like this, wherever it happened in that relationship, I still, continue to still love your parents, but to continue to still love your parents and everything. And the situation Gary Owens and everything, he still can't talk to his kids because I guess this would happen with her mother and her father, and they choosing their side. I have a question for you guys. Now, would he be wrong if he had a girl or with somebody else and he met his own set of kids? Will he be wrong for doing that? What about you, Brian? You think he'd be wrong? And that's what he did.
No.
He got another relationship, Gary Owens. He has twins. He has twins now and everything. And he talks about on the Shannon Sharp interview. It's like even he wants to have a relationship with his kids that was born and the kids that's already grown up and everything. And he still wants to work it out and everything. But I don't blame no man. If you don't have a good relationship with your kids and everything, or with the mother and everything, I do not blame a man and say, hey, if it's not working now, because a man can do this. I don't blame a man. He could go have another set of kids, because a man feels some type of way when a relationship is not working out with his kids, and they feel like if I had another set of kids, maybe I could make this better and everything. Because Gary always talks about they are still my greatest accomplishment, but I feel like I failed in some type of way, which I can kind of get in that way. See as me being a father, I can kind of get what he was saying. See what he's saying. But yeah, that's what Gary always did. Like I said, he got twins, and he's raising a new family and everything. So I don't blame no man from doing that, because situations can happen. The Brian McKnight situation and also Gary Owens situation. It's different situation, but it's similar. Still have estranged relationship with your kids and everything. Father son or father-daughter relationship. So father-son relationship can be very, very estranged. It don't matter how the circumstance is. How you feel about this, Hakeem?
So for me, and I'm gonna say this, and the people who are parents, y'all could say if I'm wrong. When the mother and father are still together, you still have an opportunity to see how the narrative is being presented. When he's still in the house, Gary Owens said, I was on the road. Who knows what the lady was saying? When the dad is not in the house, the woman is in control of how kids view everything. Tyrese said something earlier. Parent alienation. Kids meshing with their parents. And we typically see that with mothers and their kids. Whatever you say, miss, your kids believe. Whatever you present, your kids know. If they know you and the father has an issue, that's grown people business. That shouldn't have to destroy the vision of what he is if he still wants to come around. Now, letting your kids know that you and dad have an issue, you open up a whole assortment of things. Therapy has to be involved now. They're not old enough to understand the dynamics because your feelings got hurt. He's human. So he made a mistake. So he has to be crucified, lose his children for the rest of the life. The fact that you got to wave to your daughter and not to be able to talk, you said something for her to hate him. Oh, you messed up my mom. Why do kids need to know what grown people are going through? Let the kids find out on their own. You feel me? And that's the only thing I'm
And
saying.
also, I want to say this, kid, and also hear both sides of the story. Don't just hear one side of the story. Hear both sides of the story.
When they're older enough, but they still need to be applicable. And if they ask why dad doesn't stay there, dad has things to do. You know what I mean? But
that's a bad idea. I think that's why we have a lot of issues we having now in today's society. I think parents should have a strong communication with the kids, even in the young adolescents. That's just me. That's just that's my personal opinion. Shout out to Ashley for being in the building. Who else is in the building that I saw? The creator of Shiesty Avengers is in the building. I'm trying to see who else is in the building as of right now. But I disagree. I think one thing I learned, especially even though I don't have any kids, but me dating single mothers, me being involved with women with kids back then, because I choose not to do that today because that's just my personal choice. But they always never communicate to the child and the young adolescents why the father's not there at the home. You need to let the kids know. Don't wait till they're grown enough to tell them, because now guess what? They're gonna have resentment to the mother and also to the father. Now, Gary Owens, the thing he has to understand is this. Just because you have all this money in the world, I'm paying for private school, I'm paying for gyms, I'm paying for recitals, all these good things. Sometimes kids don't even want that. They just want to spend time with you. That's it. Just want to spend time with you, get to know you. That's it. That's all they want. It's like a woman. Women say all the time, he take care of the bills. He do all the things that he do with. I'm gonna let you go on, Hakeem. That he do everything financially right. However, the guy, he don't spend time with me. So I'm gonna find somebody that's gonna spend time with me. The same thing go with a child. You just gotta spend time with the child. Grow with the child. Get to know your own children. Children have their own thoughts. Even though they say you are the parent supposed to put in the thoughts that you want your kids to have. No, children have their own thoughts. Get to know them. And the same thing they do in parenting counseling is the same thing. Because, I'll be watching videos of how people go to counseling and they have these type of conversations with their children. Like, oh, what is your thoughts? How do you feel about your parents being divorced? My dad, he wasn't always there. He paid for the bills, but he wasn't always there in my life. He don't even know what's going on with me emotionally or how I'm feeling when I'm in school. All he asked me, what bills you need me to pay? Oh, do you need help in basketball camp? There's more to a child than just meet the eyes. Go ahead, King.
So I'm going to tell you this, and I like that you say that. You can't have one or the other. You want a husband or you want a provider. A lot of women want men to make money. The man was an on-the-road comedian. She would have been better off dealing with a factory worker that came home every night. But listen here, nobody talks about how she did not have to work. She stayed home. He paid majority of the bills. The sacrifices men have to make, you still get blamed for still not being there. We can't do body doubles.
Okay,
I can't clone myself.
I can't prime example right now. Rudy Gobert just had a child. He's close to going to the NBA to the championship for Minnesota Timberwolves. He left the game and said, you know what? I'm not gonna play in the next game. My wife is about to have a child. He left. People making a big deal about it. Oh, you should have never left the game. It's a playoff season. This is what you built for. He said, no, my kids are important. That's what I'm talking about. You as a man, especially you making that type of money, who gives a F? My kids are important. Go ahead.
Some people don't have that opportunity. You got some men who work certain type of job. They miss a day, them kids can't eat. So he has to do the 12 hours. So imagine this. If he's paying for private school, that's $12,000 per semester at a private school, or 20 grand. Like they said, there's nuances to his situation. I'm saying this. You want a provider? You want me to pay all for the bills? You want me to do that? I don't mind. But just sincere. One thing they did fail is this. We don't know where they was disconnected at. If he kept working and when he came home, she didn't coddle and cared to him, he went to go seek that from other places. Sometimes signs start to show before a man start to drift off even when he's working a lot. I'm not disagreeing when you say you're supposed to be more involved in your kid. But sometimes, bro, if you a tree cutter, if you driving trucks, like there's some guys who are out 6 to 7 months at a time, but the check gets deposited in the mail. He has to be out there to make sure it's paid. The woman's job is this. When he say, "Where's daddy at?" You see that steak right there? You see them Jordans you got?
Look at
That
Natasha
iPhone?
Vincent comment. Look at Natasha Vincent comment. Go ahead, Jordan. Look at her comment. She just stated he was the one that claimed that he cheated.
No,
He
listen.
cheated.
No, I agree with you, Natasha. You didn't hear what I just said? At some point there was a disconnect. There's some point there was a disconnect. The signs had to start to show. I don't know if she caught it in time to see where were the disconnect at. I'm not agreeing with what he's cheating. I wish himself he would have came and talked to her before he fall off the ledge. Who knows? We're just generalizing. Go ahead.
And I want to say this, and this is when a woman's voice is very, very important of how you change your direction, of how your children feel about you and feel about your father. Because what you just said, Hakeem, even if he did cheat it, she could have said, "Hey, wherever happened in my relationship and marriage, it happened. I'm out with him." But that's still your damn father. He still was paying for your bills. He was there. He still take you to basketball games. He was still there being the father. As a husband, he was terrible. As a father, he was there. And I feel like women, when they be in a situation like this, be in a situation of if they got cheated on, they either will take the route of don't talk to your father like that, or you talk bad about your father, or your father's a piece of shit. It's just like, my relationship. Let's just say it won't happen. Let's just say I slip in my marriage and everything. I know Z. I hopefully still say, but I know Z would say, "Hey, wherever it happened in our marriage, to the daughter, it happened to my marriage." But it doesn't. It shouldn't change of your relationship what your father is, because you have a relationship with your father. He was still there. He took you to the games. He bonded with you. He is still your father. Wherever it happened to me in my situation, my marriage, it happened in my marriage. It's not your business. It's grown folks' business. So I kind of leave what you were saying too, Hakeem, too. The situation with my father, I saw there were some things in my father that hurt my mother and everything. But I separated that. I separated that because that's what happened in that relationship. Me and my father, we have our own relationship that's not going well. We have to fix that. Or we don't have to fix it. We don't have to talk and everything. And like I said, and like I said, it didn't change me of being a good man or anything. I still would do my business and everything. But like for me and my father, in my situation, it's just some stuff that me and him had to go through. It had nothing to do with my mom and my father, because it happened in their time, in their relationships and everything. And I feel like sometimes kids, they need to really compartmentalize and everything. A prime example, Loving Basketball. With Quincy, his father kind of messed up and everything. Quincy's father, as we know, on Loving Basketball, Quincy's father, he was there for everywhere. He was there with his father, even though he played basketball. Quincy admired his hell for his father. He wanted to be just like his father, playing basketball and all that type of stuff. And then once he found out his father was cheating and everything, he took his mother's side.
No, but what happened in the movie? Like, pay attention to the movie. In the movie, he helped him with basketball, but he wasn't there for his son emotionally. He didn't teach his son about manhood. He even said, when he broke up with what's her name, the character in the movie, you saw that he kept saying that I didn't know these things. I didn't know how you felt because I never had that type of relationship with my father. And then what happened when he got of age? He ended up resenting his father. He and his father didn't even talk anymore.
How can you do that when you working 12 hours a day?
I feel like
you can't pick up the phone and give your kids a call and say, "Hey, you can't communicate with your kids, man."
You can, but
that's still communicate with women.
That's still not enough. Trust me, it's never going to be enough.
Never gonna be enough.
It's never.
Yeah.
They was living in a mansion. They was living in a mansion. They paid for it. She kept the house. He had to move out and move to an apartment. And she got all the money.
And the thing is, Hakeem, it's like he was there trying to be his man. He told Quincy, hey,
I think y'all making excuses. Y'all making excuses. Y'all making unnecessary excuses.
Ronnie, you remember the movie when he said he used it against his father. He told his son, "Cat should never be in a man's vocabulary." Because when you say cat, you're not a man. Once they got in an argument, he was complaining to his son, "I can't let you do this." And what did Quincy did? You know what, Dad? I'm gonna use what you said. I thought Cat could be the man's vocabulary. All this, he used his stuff that his dad taught him. He used it against his dad because he knew his dad was wrong and everything. So what I'm trying to say is, if Quincy was so down on him, why is he thinking about the stuff that his dad already taught him like that? He taught him how to be a man. He was a better man than his father. Quincy's dad made him a better father, a better man than he did, even though he was wrong. And what I'm trying to say is, men can do that, but once you cut ties, and that's what Quincy was hitting him, because he wasn't perfect. He looked at his dad as imperfect, but no man is perfect. Once Quincy looked at that man, he was imperfect and everything. He looked down on his dad. But the thing is, you raised with your father. Your father made you a better man than him. And sometimes kids feel this way, not really look. It's like, hey, my father, even though my father might be a piece of shit to my mom, end of the day, I turned out great. I turned out a better man.
But Jordan, you keep missing the point, and Shicey keeps saying it. Majority of the time, the men are cheating. That's why they can't do it. You get what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Like, no, especially because I'm a man. I know at the end of the day, we know man is not Superman. But me personally, and in my noggin, man can do all things. You know what I'm saying? So if the word can't, it shouldn't be in the man vocabulary, because you can do all
agree.
things. So if you have a child and you telling me, oh, I pay the bills and that's it, I'm telling myself, no, I'm gonna spend time with my child. I don't care if I even have time with my baby mama or my wife. Doesn't matter. I'm spending time with my child. Let's get to basketball. We're gonna go to basketball on court. We're gonna have a strong conversation. What's going on with you? How do you feel? How you feel about me as your father? That's questions I think that type of conversation parents, father and son, or father and daughter should have. Because there's a big, go ahead, Jordan.
And the thing is about you're right about that, Ronnie. But the thing is, you look at your parents as perfect. Once that parent does imperfect things, it will crumble. It will crumble. And the thing, and that's the thing about sketching, and that's why I'm kind of being careful about me being Nina, my daughter, because I mean, even though I want to be a good father, I'm not a perfect father because I'm always learning. And I feel like sometimes when kids think of their parents as perfection, not just their father, but their mothers too. Once they do something imperfect because they seem they perfect, that's when the relationships start to get a little bit strained and everything. And that's what happened to Quincy and his father, because you look at your parents being so perfect, especially your father, and then your father does one imperfect thing, that's cheating, which I'm not saying cheating is bad, I'm just saying, but once it comes to that, you just look at your father like, yo, my father was a piece of crap. Because what he did to my mom, my father was perfect. Because he taught me this thing. And then once you turn that, and once your father do something imperfect, it's just that imperfect, it just goes away. It's just like, you just push the domino effect. It goes all the way to the bottom, all the way to the bottom and everything. It's just important, and that's important to me. It's like, I can't teach my daughters like I was a perfect dad. I got to teach my dad I was a good dad. There might be some things I wasn't imperfect of, because I'm learning every day being a father. You're going to learn every day being a father after they get out of your house, after you're 20 years old. You're a father the rest of your life if you have a kid in this earth. And you can't be a perfect parent. And kids need to know your parents is not perfect. Once you have the kids not to see your parent that's not perfect, they do something wrong. How I look at my sister with my father and everything. My dad was not perfect whatsoever. He said that I wasn't a great dad or anything. I get all that, but there's certain things that in my situation that I know that he was imperfect, but there's certain things, I like to okay, that he's like, okay, why he didn't do this, there's might be questions like why didn't he do this? And the thing is, it's like going what Hakeem was saying. Sometimes kids are not here to have a conversation until they're, not they kind of put their emotion down and just have a real conversation. And I feel like kids need to have a real conversation. Don't put your emotions in there because, like I said, you might take that one side of your mom and you get on emotional and everything, and you want to hear the other side. And that's right there too. I feel like when you hear two sides of sides of the story for the mother and the father, because there's sometimes mother might be lying too sometimes too. I'm just saying. But hey, man, I'm just saying for kids, it's very important to listen to both sides of the story because your parents wasn't imperfect, was not perfect, especially being a father. And like I said, I'm gonna say it one more time. I feel like kids put their parents, especially their father, into a perfect world. If they mess up one time, unless they cheating, they look at it as a piece of shit. Go ahead, Ronnie.
Now, I want to say, shout out to Kendall is in the building. The Motherfather, I call him the Motherfather now, is in the building. Shout out to Rising Soul. Sophia Grace is also in the building. Greatly appreciate you. And also, Hassan is here. Hassan, sorry about that. It was a deep conversation. I'm sorry. When I'm in this type of conversation, my head level, I kind of like conversations like this because I think this is the type of conversation men should have.
We're all passionate, right?
Yeah, we're passionate because this is because it's serious. Like I take this like I'm not even a father yet, and also Jordan Lovely wife is also in the building too. My auntie, the queen of the Chaos Culture Radio. I totally forgot she's in the building as well. No, but this is a real serious conversation because I think a lot of men miss the point when it comes to parenting because we think we only focus on the aspect of just the providing and not the emotional part. Hassan, what's your thoughts about all of this? Because I know you have a different head level as well. Go ahead.
First of all, salute to everybody. Appreciate you for bringing me on. So the question is what I think about like wife and husband?
No, it's really questions like kids that have estranged relationships, specifically on the father side. I was just saying like there's sometimes kids might look at their parents, but their father as perfect, and once they do something that's imperfect, they look at it as a piece of crap. And sometimes they might take the mother's side, not knowing that sometimes mothers say, hey, wherever your father did with me, it's my business. That's still your father. Or another situation where the mother like say, your father is a piece of crap. He was a piece of crap to me.
Oh,
go ahead.
Yeah. Well, each man and woman are different. Like sometimes when the father is a piece of shit, the mother, like you said, don't say that about your dad. Or same thing for the mother. She's an evil woman. The father would defend her. Hey, don't talk about your mom like that. Or sometimes you have some father encourage the kids, and we do have them out here, encourage that behavior. And you have some mothers do the same damn thing. So everybody's different. And some people, like you said, Jordan, some people, like that's my dad, no matter how evil he is, he still support him until some people are not, like they're blind with their love. And some people finally see who their dad really is or who their mom really is. Oh, my dad is evil. Oh, my mom is evil. This person is like a wake-up call. But everybody's different, though. Everybody grows up different. Some people see it at a younger age. Like this, don't give me, oh, he's too young. They don't understand. Come on now. Every 10-year-old knows who likes him and how they feel. Like I was a 10-year-old, so let's not play that card. But again, sometimes when they say love is blind, I mean, true, I can see that. Sometimes the mother's a nightmare, sometimes the father's a nightmare, but they don't want to see that. This, in the end of the day, that's my dad. It is.
Shout out to Jess J. Are You Amused is also in the building too. Sorry, sweetheart, I missed you. I didn't even know you was in the building, but you're in the building. Shout out to Jess J for coming from the clouds and now in the building. So yeah. So I don't know, guys. Are y'all done with this topic?
I got one last
I love this
point.
topic. I love this topic, and I think this is I think this is one of the best topics because I think we especially as black men, we gotta understand that it's more to parenting just the providing aspect of things because I think that providing thing. I think sometimes we miss the point because we focus too much on the financial part. But there's more to being a provider than there's a financial need. There's the financial part when it comes to emotion, just for being there and stuff like that. So, Jordan, you are a father, so now I think now you can relate to all the other fathers that's probably feeling the same way you are.
Mhm.
So
But go ahead,
go right
Hakeem.
ahead.
Yeah,
Yeah,
go
so
ahead.
so the point I want to stress is this. We put a lot of people have an expectation that the person who you with supposed to be so holy and thou that he supposed to walk a straight line. I get to say the whole financial aspect. A lot of men don't put it financial. We rarely ever mention money. The dynamics put us into this situation. The saying I'm saying is this: if you want your man to be involved in a kid's life, then he's not supposed to work 12 hours a day. Compensate for him where he lacks in certain areas. You're going to have a lot of men who are going to try to overcompensate and work hard to make sure financially they're there because they say use in the house, you can help out. I'm not saying that he's never going to do this, but we put so much expectation on him that these people are not human. One mistake, life is over. One mistake, life is over. Reputation is tarnished. Kids don't like you no more. So he has to go rebuild and relive. Now, mind you, you take the money, you take the house, but the idea, the relationship is all gone because you make one mistake. If you make the mistake, should we be able to give you grace? Because a mother can do whatever she wants, and the kids is always going to love her. There's women who have cheated, stepped out on a relationship, and the kids be like, "You got to forgive mom." The expectations are different when it comes to men and women in a relationship, or when it comes to raising kids. I'm just saying we can't just put so much on a person and expect this without even knowing context of that.
Mhm. I want to read a couple comments, and then after that, we spent a whole hour, which was cool. I enjoyed this. What you brought this was enjoyment topic right here. It took a whole hour. We appreciate it. I do want to read a couple comments before we switch to the next next topic. Ashton says, men speak highly of their baby mamas in front of their kids after their breakup. Y'all be whole slime balls. Natasha says, that part, Roddy, a father physical presence is needed. There isn't enough money in the world. Even Obama made time for his kids and bought them with him while traveling. Facts. Jodo Hurdle said, Brother
Facts.
Hassan is correct. We come from single parents households and make an extra effort to be involved regardless of the situation. Just Jay said, going to her oldest son. He said, my oldest know his daddy a hot mess, but I don't have to tell him that. He learned on his own.
Hakeem still disagree.
I
He
still
gonna fight.
disagree.
He did still disagree. He said the
I
man
still
working 12 hours a
disagree.
day. No.
He's gonna he tried. You want somebody sleeping? Hey son, let's go play the ball. And I'm saying that there's guys who are making the extra effort, but there's other things that no. Some way somebody gonna have to overcompensate.
I can't find that disagreement, boy. He gonna fight. You know what I'm saying? But Hakeem, I'm telling you, Hakeem, the whole point of making money is to have financial freedom, is to buy your time back, right?
Oh, ruthless truth.
I know he's gonna slice this and dice
We
it.
can
No,
extend this. We can extend this. We can extend this since ruthless
No, but I'm
on.
just saying, but that's the whole point of making money is to have that financial freedom, is to buy by the time that you're lacking. That's the whole point of making money, is to buy back your time.
No,
So you can
not
spend
all
more time on
millionaires.
other things.
Not all millionaires. Most millionaires work the most hours. Not all of them are able to buy their time like that. Trust me, especially if there's expenses that need to be made, he's going to do 12, 24 hours a day. So he's going to lack in the participation area, not in the financial area. When he's not tired and he's awakened from sleep, then he's able to do it. But he has to go get the money. Goddamn, you ain't going to see him.
If
You
you're a
can't have
millionaire,
one or the
but
other.
Hakeem, okay, promise that if you're a millionaire, that's why you have assistants. That's why you hire people to take care of that position.
Okay,
so
thank
can
you.
go
You
do
just answered
whatever.
my question.
No, but I'm just saying. That's why you have. No, I'm telling you, when you're a millionaire, because you're buying back your time. I'm gonna
No,
hire people so I can go spend time on other things.
not necessarily.
That's what I'm saying.
You might have to be at the helm. You can't listen. Most millionaires can't just walk away and leave the business unless you done sold the business off. You got to be a stay-at-home dad to be there. You can't be working. If you a man, you want to make sure your kids have the best and eat.
Or work overnight. That's
or
work overnight because you spend your kids all day.
Oh yeah, you can, but you'll be too tired to play with them.
And that's
I promise you, I can't when you have children.
Eat good, bro, Hakeem, and work out.
But I'm telling you, when Hakeem have children, we're gonna watch this podcast.
No, we got this. We got this.
You're gonna be like, you know what? You're gonna be like,
listen,
Jordan and Ron is right. You know what I'm saying? I need to spend more time with my child.
No. Listen. If I make sure that they have everything they want and I'm working 12, 15 hours a day and they say anything, fuck them kids.
I want to go ahead, Ruthless man. What's your take on this topic, sir? Good to have you, man. Good to have you on board.
Well,
what up,
I thought
Ruthless?
I heard y'all. What's up, Ronnie Ron? You know I'm representing today. You know that, right?
Yeah, I see you.
I see that.
I see that. I see that, big dog.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So, I mean, I think men, we are so similar to women, right? In that we're delusional. Can y'all hear me? Or am I breaking up?
No, you hear it.
We hear you.
We know there's a climax coming. That's why it got quiet.
Okay, so, I mean, today I was on a live with a few guys, and they're talking about divorce is inevitable, right? The whole topic was about, is divorce inevitable? And then I come here and listen to you guys talking about how a woman should treat her baby daddy, right? But I've seen women treat their dogs better than they do their man.
Woo!
I mean, I think we got to come to the conclusion that women really don't like us like that. I mean, think about it. The divorce rate of the amount of women that are leaving compared to the amount of women that are champion men, right? Oh, my husband's great. Oh, we have a great family. It's very far in between. So, do we continue? I hear Hakeem and Ronnie Ron giving advice, New Jordan Era, Hassan giving advice to these women on how, but this is 2024, and we're in the age of social media information. So they know now. They know we ain't got to hold their hands no more. So the conclusion is they just, they was just using you as the incubator to get the sperm out of you, and they was done with you. You're just good for sperm in the eyes of many. And even to some, not even that. But think about it. How did it change that much when you go from having a whole family, right? Going on dinners, right? We spend all this money, all these financial support, all this emotional support, Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, right? Whole holidays for women, to them leaving us at a drop of a dime if their happiness is in question.
I have a question for you, Ruthless. Do you feel like with all these holidays you're talking about, even International Women's Day, Women's Month, 2 months ago and everything? I have a question for you. Do you feel like with all these holidays and also months, do you feel like when the women they feel they have so much empowerment, they look at themselves so much independent of saying, hey, since I have this power, since I have my own independence as a woman, why do I need a man? Is that what you're trying to say?
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Okay, go
ahead. What I'm saying is, look at how they are, right? A lot of women don't respect their husband. They go out dressed half naked. If you tell a woman, I don't like the way you dress, she'll say, oh, you ain't the man for me. Right? If all this provision, protection, and all the shit that we are providing with the financial
illiteracy, she's literally throwing in our face that I will go out the house how I want to dress, when I want to dress, because you're really not that important to me. And that's the fact of independence. It's basically she wants you to be a slave to her happiness, a slave to her love, a slave to her. This is where monogamy is the gotcha moment. It's the gotcha moment. Because why? Monogamy implies that you need to only be with her and nobody else while she explores her happiness. Right? While she explores her way. So the independence, they get with it without you. Independence women get with it without you. They're their own individual with you. Right? They can carry your last name and they can still go out and pretty much do what they want to do, right? So men have given so much ground to these women. Now they're just walking the way they feel is best for them, what their happiness is. And at the expense of you, they're saying, for you to be with me, you need to basically worship me. You need to worship the ground I walk on.
Ruthless.
When you're in the mall shopping, yeah.
Okay, so me and Ronnie have this disagreement. He said that if a man is providing, he should be able. If he's providing, he should be able to still be there for his kids and give them time. I say it's impossible for some men to do that because they're working 12, 15 hours a day. They can't provide that's what the other parent is for. He said that he disagrees with me. What is your stance on it?
So you're saying that, now can you repeat that again?
So you know the whole thing with Gary Owens. We were covering Gary Owens, and Jordan Ronnie said that even though you're making all this money,
right,
and you spending all this money, you putting them in private school, and then you going out there getting a bag, you still got to spend time with them. I say, how can you do that when you're running around the world trying to make sure they're okay? He said you still got to be able to do that and overcompensate. What are your stance on that?
Drizzle, right?
It's time to PJ in the building.
Drizzle. We got to start making these women pay. If they want me to be a great everything, they're going to have to pay for me to stay home.
We're not telling you to stay home, Ruthless. I'm not telling you to stay home. I'm telling you.
No, I'm saying is, I understand what he's saying, but for us to meet their standards of time, quality time versus trying to keep the house afloat, right? That's a lot.
Thank you.
So you're telling me this. You want me to give you this lifestyle. Mm-hmm. You want me to give you guys lifestyles, right? You want me to provide all this and do a quality time to what you feel is standardized, then okay, fine. Drizzle. Because I'm saying is I'm paying you to be the stay-home parent for the most part, right? And I'm not saying that's it's your job, you're supposed to do. I'm not saying, but ultimately when we're dating and we're going through all the phases and I'm picking you, this is also one of the requirements that you take upon a lot more duty than me because I'm providing the more financial stability first, also versus the mental stability and the protection part. So if she's saying that if a woman is complaining that you don't spend enough time with your kids, then okay, what you need to do is go find your job and I'll stay at home and I can balance it. I make all PTA meetings.
But Ruthless, you're a millionaire. You're a millionaire. I'm just using an example. You are a millionaire, a multi-millionaire. You tell me you cannot get no assistance to cover you while you go spend time with your children? You telling me that? You are a millionaire, multi-millionaire. Gary Owens is a multi-millionaire.
I understand what you're saying. I hear you, Ronnie. I heard you the first 4 times. But what I'm saying is you got to think how millionaires think, right? A millionaire, when he's a millionaire, he buys everything he wants. So he's buying that woman. If he marries that woman, he's buying her, right, to do just that what she does. If she doesn't, then he's going to outsource her. But his job the average man is not going to sit there. We're not nurturers like that. We can do it, but that's not how we're built. Right? We're
Well,
more.
no, but the key word you say we can do it, but that's
We
not how we
can.
built.
But,
Meaning we can do it. Go ahead.
but if we got the money, Ronnie Ron,
Yes.
if the wife don't want to do that, guess what I'm finna go do? I'm finna go hire people, right, to do what she can't do. So once again, that's what my money for. My value of my money is the value of what my time is. So time is money. So I'm going to pay somebody. I'm not going to sit here with all this money and I'm traveling across the world to sit here watch a kid grow up. No, I'm going to pay for somebody. I'm going to outsource her, and then I'm still going to. I'm going to still spend time with her. I'm gonna spend a weekend here and there. We're gonna talk, whatever. We're gonna spend some time. It ain't gonna be like I'm just told, but just every day, it's just not gonna happen.
No, but I can't. No, but I can't say he say no time at all.
I didn't say no time at all. I say
That what
you
you
can't.
mentioning.
No.
But
I say you can't. You're not gonna be able to be there. You chasing money so they can have it. Like he said, you could be there a couple weekends, but you can't have it both. For him to be there consistently, he can't work.
I still disagree, man. I don't know.
He
It's just me.
can't work.
Rolly Roll
Disagree.
moved the goalpost because he said the millionaire, right? He tried to move it to the millionaire club. 12 hours a day, 14 hours a day, a person working is pretty much average, right? That's an average person trying to stay afloat. Now, a millionaire, he's flying across the country, he's flying around the world, right? So either way, bottom line is, if you can't handle me, right? If you can't handle who I am as a man, I'm not going to be. What's that movie? The Huxtables, the Cosby Show. It's not going to happen. Cosby Show is not going to happen. Not going to happen. You get home from school, sometime I'm not going to be there.
And I know some people are still waiting for us to cover the Nick Cannon topic. We're going to cover that towards the end, so be patient with us because, some people coming in about why Nick Cannon is apologizing. We're going to cover that at the end, so we already got that there. So don't worry because we know we got that on the title, so we're going to cover that.
Let's get it, Ruthless.
From a woman's perspective.
Let's get it, Ruthless.
Other women, you in the chat, you can time in too. Ruthless on his best behavior. I got him on a leash. He act crazy. I'm going to get him out of here. No, I'm joking. I'm joking with you. Go ahead, Jess J. Go ahead. Because you wearing a Rams hat. I don't like the Rams. I don't know why he did it on purpose. He know I don't like the Rams.
How y'all doing today?
Doing good.
Good. How you doing?
Doing good.
So, I got a question, right? So, if this the thing, right?
Who, Jess J? To everybody on the panel or just Ruthless?
Yeah, just in general. It's just a general question, right? Because we continuing these twerk offs. The men and the women is constantly having twerk offs. Now we sat here and had a whole conversation about how children are affected by mothers and fathers' actions, about the things that we do as adults, right? But we ain't took the time to say ultimately the children are the true victims because they the ones that suffer the most, right? But we say we about the children, right? But we won't take time to think about them because we too busy having these twerk offs. Everything sounds like a fucking Me Too movement. At the end of the day, it's no different than the men saying, oh, well, y'all slaves, the white zaddy and da-da-da. Okay, so a woman wants you to be a slave to love and all that, whatever this list is that we have, right? But at the end of the day, men slaves the box. I'm confused.
Shout out to Why High and be in the building, and also just hit me out.
Wow! Hey, just hit me out. It's been a long time.
In the building, but go ahead.
It's been a long time.
Jess J question. Go ahead, Hakeem. You can answer it.
So Jess J, I'm gonna be honest. I'm kind of confused, like with what you mean, because my stance is you can't have both.
You can't have both in regards to what?
Is either you want a husband or a provider.
You want a husband or a provider? What does a husband do? Help me understand your perspective.
No. A husband he might work 8 hours. He comes home every day. He's active. He's there with you. You know what I mean? But you're going to have to put in 50%. A provider's going to make sure you have the lifestyle you want, but he's going to be absent. He's going to be absent in certain days. He's not going to be there.
Clear, right? Any woman with sense, right? Like, see, this is what I'm trying to understand. So in your opinion, right? Because to me, a husband is already a provider.
I was gonna say that too. Go ahead.
No, he is, but there's a difference. Go ahead, yeah.
Oh, well, help me understand your perspective, because to me,
So look, so you have a husband. He is providing,
Okay.
But he's a little bit more hands-on compared to the one who's funding 99% of everything. He's working every single day, 12 hours a day, or he's off on the shipyard, or let's say he's a millionaire. Look, Gary Owen said, I was out of town, man. I'm chasing shows, this and that. I pay for everything. I pay for this. I pay for that. So the thing about that is he's not there all the time. So the kids are going to feel some kind of way. So the thing is, I say you can't have both. When people strive for, when women strive and they want millionaires, they want men with money, they want men to provide 99%, take of the blunt of the financial responsibility. There's some sacrifices. So that's what
I want to say this, Hakeem. So you say as a provider, he doesn't have the traits of being a good husband.
No, he's still a good husband. You just not gonna get 100% of the time.
Well, anybody thinking they're gonna get 100% of anybody's time in a marriage is, I don't really.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah,
Everybody's expectations is different, right? So with that being said, let me say this. Any reasonable person understands that the person outside grinding is not going to always be in the home, right? I am never one of them women that I've never said, you work too much. I will never get in the front of a man's money. But let's be clear. We are talking about niggas who have money, who have access to make sure that they can spend time with their children and all that. That is different from a man who don't have that luxury. Like, I don't be understanding what we be talking about. Now, okay, I'm sorry. So this is the thing, right? We're going to keep it real, right? The average man ain't trying to be up under their damn children when they super young 24/7. Niggas not really built like that. Times are changing. Men are beginning to understand the importance of being present. This is something new for a lot of men. I don't care what the race is. This is something that is new for a lot of men. Do I expect my man to want to be up under tiny ass children? It's a part of them that ain't really necessarily always built for that. And that is okay. The problem is people are demonizing it. It is not a bad thing. It is about us trying to gain an understanding. It take more than what we doing, man. These twerk offs ain't fucking working. It is not a bad thing that a man don't want to sit up under a tiny baby all day. It's not a bad thing. But we are beginning to have more awareness of the importance of presence. Just because a nigga got money, stop that twerking, Hakeem. I don't want to see that allipator twerk. That shit. Hakeem, I love him.
I'm asking you, answering my question. You just answered my question.
See, but this is the thing, and I hate to generalize, but generally speaking, we have time for what we want. We make time for what we want.
Whoa.
Right?
Thank you.
We make time for what we want.
Don't do that to me, baby.
Listen. Aside from working, we make time for what we want.
Preach.
Don't do that to me, baby.
Listen, you ain't gonna tell me a nigga out here chasing ass, out here doing whatever he want to do. I don't want to hear it. This is different. Listen, this is different from a man. Hakeem, first of all, I know your heart. For the sake of clarity, y'all, Hakeem is a nigga that I'm talking about when he work. All he do is work, really, to be honest with you.
I'm just like Ronnie.
Ain't nobody talking about men like y'all who y'all the average man that's out here busting y'all ass working. We talking about millionaires who have access to money to fly children in, fly them out. If y'all want to have this whole community of goddamn baby mamas, you have the resources to even put all them chicks in one fucking house.
Preach.
So why are we comparing the average man who got to work 2, possibly 3 jobs, who constantly grinding, who come home tired and sometimes ain't able to tend to the baby as much as they would like because they're exhausted? We're not talking about these men. So you got to stop that, Hakeem. I understand your heart, babe, but we got to stop that.
It seemed like Ruthless disagree.
Because like I said, I'm in this situation. I'm doing this. Working overnight.
We got a lot going on, right?
I have a wife. I'm managing I'm finally managing very well, and I know I gotta find a way to keep managing it once let's say once this gets better, let's say
and you also love the experience of putting your baby on your chest. So even if you fall asleep and you able to be with that baby for at least 10 minutes to have that skin to skin contact because they super small, that matters. The problem is people want to keep demonizing. Men becoming more aware of the importance of presence is honestly, and this just personal opinions are, it's fairly new. It's fairly new, right? Because it's always been men go out and work. This is why a man could come home, get in his little person, his little recliner, that chair that nobody touched, crack open a beer, watch TV, and nobody bother him, right? So this stuff is new. Why we got to demonize one another? We having these twerk offs.
I want to say there's sometimes my wife is at work and I'm doing this. There's sometimes I'm talking. I got my baby right here. I'm feeding her, putting my girl to sleep.
Look at Just Hear Me Out. Just Hear Me Out is one of the few men that's being honest. Most men ain't trying to deal with babies tiny like that. Y'all be up there gagging and shit, changing a diaper, and you're heaving, and and I'm being general, y'all. I'm cracking jokes, but y'all understand what I'm saying. But that is okay, right? But the problem is we have to keep getting into these things where it's like, no, we more important. No, she more important. Like, all that shit is weird, man. At the end of the day, people got to figure out how to take one for the team and make everything work. But for men that's out here making time for ass, making time for all this weird shit, hanging out with homeboys and video game night and all this old weird shit, I don't want to hear nothing from them, man. I don't want to hear shit.
No, but we're not talking about the aspect of a newborn or a baby. 1 to 5, we talking about when they are like of age, like let's say 10 years old, going into their teens.
Even then, the average man will make time for what he wants. They slave the coochie. So what we talking about? Just like Sugar Mom just said, most women in America have to work. The average woman ain't at home all the time. It's a lot. Don't get me wrong. There are a lot of homemakers, housewives, whatever y'all would call them, stay-at-home mom, There are a good amount of them, but the average woman have to go outside too. To me, it's just social. It's just a social. It's more of a social thing, like with men being present. Men are just, a lot of people are just becoming more aware of the importance of men being present, not just providing resources. This is why I keep trying to remind men that y'all more than a dick and wallet, but many men will continue to deduce themselves to a dick and wallet. So I'm going to go on mute and hear y'all thoughts.
Yeah, I was saying, Hassan and Ruthless, what is your thoughts? Do you have any thoughts?
Go ahead, Ruthless.
So, this is an interesting conversation, right? Very interesting, because but the thing what's wrong with the only thing that's wrong with it is it's a single mama epidemic. It's pretty serious. So when we're talking about families staying together, is very minority now, and the ones who are working it out are working this thing. I believe they're doing what it takes. But ultimately, if when you get married and you take on the responsibility of a household, any man, it's a lot, right? Because it's just no way that you're going to be able to be 100% everywhere. You could be 40% here, 20% here, 30% there, and just try to balance it out. I hope you have an understanding woman or wife who can improvise, right? Who improvise for you. I really can't. Millionaires, right? They're who they are. They got too much money, so in their mind, I guess that's why a lot of them divorce, right? A lot of men are divorced because they don't really have to hear anything, right? It's too much money. But back to the average guy is going to work, especially in this day's economy, is going to have to work between 9 to 12 hours to stay ahead of the curve, get the retirement together, kids' college together, so both of y'all at age 50-something, and the woman, she's working too, right? Both of y'all fighting for economic freedom, right? And that is the ultimate goal. The kids, we got 5 years. The mother usually the biggest part for 5 years, then until she sends them off to school. Then once they go to school, they're at school pretty much 6-7 hours a day?
Yes.
If not more. Now even more now, because now they got after school programs where
Correct.
when the kid gets out of school, now they go to this after school program. So one of the parents bring them out 5:36, bring them home, the dad come home. So yeah, America is such a very expensive place to live. It's just the kids are going to have to grow up faster. It's just the way it's going to have to be. And I hate to say it, but it's just the way it's going to, because the way the economy is setting itself, the way, we all got, we love our kids, but we're trying to retire too. I ain't trying to work till I die, and my wife ain't trying to work till she dies. So it's a give and take, it's a push and pull thing, and all we can do is just work with each other and fight through it.
Hassan, any thoughts?
Yeah, real quick on Just Jay. She said the rich people, and you can correct me. I don't want to put words in your mouth. The rich people have time and stuff, right? And they do. Like, they should spend more time. And the ones don't have that money, they make the best out of it, So, and then again, everybody's different. Some people, they do have the time, or they just don't want to, or they do want to. Everybody, some people are just fucked up, and some people don't deserve to be parents. But it is what it is. You can't. So you can't. It's out of your control. Only That's all I gotta say.
Hassan, for the sake of clarity, and shout out to It Is What It Is TV. But for the sake of clarity, I don't remember exactly what I said, but for me, the implication is, because let's be clear, celebrities are like, they have a lot going on in regards to, meeting deadlines, meeting contracts and stuff. So I'm not trying to minimize the demand, right? What I'm saying is they have more money and more resources to make those connections happen, you know what I'm saying, versus a regular person. I can't tell somebody, hey, go schedule that private jet because I want my child on the road with me. That's what I'm saying. So I won't act as if they have a ton of time, but they have more resources to facilitate things to be a little bit more easier is what I was implying. Hopefully I kind of cleared that up.
Okay. That being said, final topic of the day. Go ahead, Jordan.
Ooh, that was a
I want
great
to know
topic.
what happened with Nick Cannon apologizing to black women.
Yes,
Right
thank you guys for this wonderful first topic. Let's jump into the Nick Cannon. So Nick Cannon on this podcast, is apologized to because he was getting a lot of flack of black women as him having 12 kids, and I think out of 5 or 6 of baby mamas, I think maybe 1 or 2 are black, and there's sometimes black women that have a problem when black men date interracially, the Asian, or like for instance with the Jeezy and the Jeannie Mai situation. A lot of black women kind of stayed off of that because they're going through the divorce. Also with Nick Cannon, because he got multiple women pregnant that is not black, and a lot of women was getting flack of that. You talk about black women, but you're not with a black woman, or you don't have kids with a black woman and everything. And also, I believe he talked to Dr. Umar on his podcast addressing, how can when my kids get older, how do I address the situation with their kids? They see the skin color. If other kids talk about the kids' skin color and everything, just a lot of questions and everything. But like I said, Nick Cannon has apologized to black women. Go ahead, I can't play the clip. After that, we're gonna chop it up.
Hold on 1 minute.
I don't know if I should apologize. This is what I would just say. I feel like black women in general are disappointed with me. I think like maybe the single black woman who look to individuals like me sometimes, who are public figures, and I say me, but I'm also probably saying just the prominent black man in general, for some of our actions, and specifically even towards black women. It has to be difficult when you see, black men not upholding their side of the bargain.
One, I want to say you are loved.
Well, thank you. I feel it.
You are loved.
And maybe I'm loved, but I'm not always liked.
Listen, no one is liked all.
But I don't know if I I should apologize. This is what I was just saying. I feel like black women in general.
Something,
Okay.
something right there. Something,
Right,
something right there.
Yes.
But go ahead, King. You know, what's your take with Nick Cannon?
This is the first time I'm gonna have to agree with. Hold on. Is my camera on?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. It's on. Yes.
So I'm gonna have to agree with Stephanie Watkins on this one. He's from San Diego. Like that should answer that question. We
I
all
don't
know this,
understand the reference.
meaning that so look at
Well, she was born and raised in San Diego, so she knows.
I know, but what does it mean? I don't know what people.
That's why I'm just asking.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay, y'all do it.
I'm asking. I just sent her a question.
he's from a place where is predominantly white and Hispanic. So you tend to date what's dominating there. You know what I'm saying? So it's that's the thing. But we all know this. There's a sector of men in our community who are colorists. There's a sector of men who don't want to date black women. I've been in states. Now that I'm not going to shy from. And I can agree. I've known some men who preference white women over black.
Well, she's here now. Stephanie Walker is here. But Hakeem, just because they don't date black women, that don't make them colorists. I don't think that'll make them colorists at all. That's just their preference. That's just their preference.
No. So it's a lot. It has to do with a lot of self hate too.
No, it do not.
Yep.
No, they just don't like. They
I'm
just don't like
standing
black
on
women.
business today. I'm standing
Stand
on
ten
business.
toes down on that.
We could debate that. That no.
I'm standing
They just
on
don't like-
business today.
They just don't want to. They just don't want to deal with them. Doesn't mean they are racist. They don't want to deal with them.
No. Listen.
Like I have homeboys that just all they do is date white women. They don't want to deal with black women.
Listen,
And I bet you they got a sprinkle of sassy in them.
No,
that might be
no.
outliers. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Stephanie. Go ahead. Because you just can't. Hey, Stephanie, by the way, but go ahead.
Hey y'all. So yeah, I'm from San Diego. San Diego men, particularly black men, they do not date or check for black women at all. It's like a desert in San Diego when you're like thinking about dating black men. They definitely prefer Latinas. They prefer white women, or Asian women. Like they will scooch past you. And I speak to this not just from living there too, but my dad is the same exact way. My dad speaks down on black women, and that's been his experience, right? So like this is something, that for sure. And I think it has a lot to do with like the military and how aggressive a lot of Latina and white women and Asian Filipino women, how aggressive they are. Like they are definitely aggressive when like approaching. Yeah.
Aggressive
Huh?
girl. Lying. I thought it was only black women aggressive. Oh, girl.
No, and don't even get me started on that, because this whole propaganda of like we don't want to deal with black women. These are men who are feeding into the perpetuated idea that black women are difficult, when the reality of it is like all people can be difficult when you treat them messed up. It's just a certain limit of which black women are going to tolerate. And when we do tolerate it and we don't like it, we speak up on it. But we have for so long been labeled and identified as being aggressive, difficult, having attitudes, being ratchet, that now when you have other women who did it, they're like, oh, they're not looked at through the same.
Dang, I hate her shit. When she come back, quick question. I just wanted to know. So for the sake of the conversation, I'm assuming based on what she said that there are black women that are available, right, in San Diego.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Say less. I'm going on mute.
But it's just the men don't want to deal with them because remember, there's a stigma that's out there that black women have a bad attitude. Black women are twerkers. Black women, they don't know how to behave themselves. It's a stigma. It's a narrative that they have painted towards black women. However, like Ruthless left the panel. You know what I'm saying? So, he didn't want to get involved because he's in LA as well, same as Jordan. So he knows.
Did he leave the panel because of that, or did he just lose his signal? Maybe he lost his signal.
No. Ruthless went back to the Lion's Den.
Yeah.
But so some people have their emotion when it comes to black women, and they choose to pick whoever they want to date. That's why I told Hakeem it's not always about self-hatred. It's just that they prefer to date white women. There's nothing wrong with that. Go ahead, Hassan. You want to say something?
No, I just want to say thank you guys for having me. Just Jay. Till next time, I have to go. Salute.
Peace, Hassan. Thanks for joining in each and every time. We really appreciate it.
To definitely, and that's the thing. I'm not saying everybody, you know, people deduce things to preference and all that. Me personally, I definitely think that there is something under the surface. That don't mean a person have to be racist, and I ain't trying to put labels on people. But if I was of this beautiful hue that I am, and I didn't desire men of this beautiful hue that I am, I would personally want to explore that. That's all I'm saying. I would want to explore that. I ain't saying that everybody else say, yeah, I ain't trying to put no labels on people. But that's just for me, you know.
I get you just said, because like I said, there are some black women there, like me growing up, like I said, being with my mom, my grandmother, and everything. You know, I just saw how nice and feminine black women are. Are there some black women that not being feminine? They might be some aggressive, sure. But the thing is, it's like you know, I never label. You know, when I see women that are maybe black women that are aggressive, you know, I never put a label with that, because I see the side of black women that some might be aggressive, or I see a lot of black women that are nice, feminine, you know, talk good and everything. And the thing is like, I don't know why, but I'm attracted to. I always attract those type of women that's nice and feminine. You know, don't matter where I'm going, here in LA, back home in Michigan, or here in Florida as well, and everything. So for me, you know, I never seen, you know, try to label black women as, you know, aggressive, because there are some that, you know, not be aggressive and some not be nice and feminine and everything. You know, you just gotta talk and everything. I just feel like sometimes with black men, when we see a lot of black women, or just one, and you know, it didn't turn out well, they just say, you know, if this is black, we act like that. All don't act that way. Also, they're not just you know talk bad on. Sometimes they get in their passports, like Oscar Holloman. You know, he's the guy who take that passport and, you know, visit, you know, South America, Africa, Europe, Asia. And, you know, and the thing is like, you see how Afro-Latino women like act, you know, nice and friendly. You see how these women from Thailand act, you know, nice and feminine, friendly. They keep their weight right. And also Africa too. He said, you know, African women, you know, they know how to do well, except for these Black American women and everything. And I feel like, you know, when we have one mishap of a relationship that goes wrong with just a black woman in America, it just spreads about. They just think all black women act like that, and you know, and they get stuck like that, and they feel like, you know, it's not going to work well. So I'm just going to jump in another race, or I'm getting my passport. I'm going to go to a different country.
And Jordan, what's interesting, and shout out to LTTV, he did a live, I think it was yesterday. He was covering Austin Holloman's mother or something like that. That gave me a lot of perspective, you know what I'm saying? But as y'all know, baby in the bathwater, we finna throw it all out, you know? And so it's crazy. And I think I just never had such an experience with any black man that I've dated. I've never had such an experience, and I've had some tough experiences. Hakeem and Ronnie know, like, I done been through some things. Yeah. It has never left me saying all black men, all you niggas, all you. But and so maybe it's a personality thing amongst men and women that you know, it's just, it's tough. But like Stephanie was saying, like y'all was bringing points about the stigma. It's a crazy stigma out there, and it's quite annoying. There have been times even here where I live where I've made myself smaller simply because I didn't want to be viewed as the angry black woman when my shit was fucking justified. You understand? It's fucking annoying. It's no different than a black man walking outside and people looking and saying, "Oh, he's big and black." It's no different, but yet we keep having this crazy ass dance with each other. But anyway,
but think about it.
Go ahead.
No, I'm gonna say, think about it. There's been a lot of conversation when they say all black men are bad, all black men are criminals, all black men are not educated, all black men don't have a mind of their own. So
it's the same damage.
Same damage. Yes.
But I'm not gonna sit here and act as if that narrative hasn't constantly been pushed. But it's like, it's crazy because we're both affected by a lot of this garbage that's going on. You know, some more than others. I do think that double standards exist. They will always exist. It is what it is. But Yeah, personally speaking, because I'm a black woman, I'm not a black man. But yeah, I get tired of them stereotypes and stuff like that, you know, and the stigma, and when and especially when these other cultures that are being put on pedestals, these other people that are being put on pedestals can be just as problematic, because at the end of the day, humans are gonna human. If you
not worse.
Yeah, if you align with a difficult ass woman, like, I mean, what is it? We in Miami. We from 305. We done seen them Cubans with the chanclas slinging that shit, diving on top of cars and shit like that. I live out here on the res. Okay, these Native American chicks be diving on top of cars with they long, pretty ass hair. You hear me? I'm talking about hair past they booty, beautiful hair, diving on top of cars, squabbling. They be fighting. All you see is hair flying. I don't, but you know, but as usual, societal propaganda, you know, is constantly pushing that black people are the worst of the worst of the worst. And a lot of us eat that shit breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and they could kiss my ass on every angle. And shout out to Just Hear Me Out talking about the dating shows that be on. They push up stereotypes too. So yeah, I'm going. This is a good talk. I'm going on mute.
Go ahead, Stephanie.
No, I think you speak in facts, Jess. Like, I feel like there's a lot of horizontal hostility within our community. And when we're talking about horizontal hostility, that's like when oppressed people believe the oppressive thoughts of others. And then not only do you believe it, like you impose those thoughts on that group of people. So for black men in particular to continue to talk down about black women, like, you are subscribing to horizontal hostility. And I think for me, and this is my opinion, I feel like what hurts so bad is like we're already like treated like, you know, we're already treated the worst. And so not only are we already treated and viewed the worst by society, like now we get treated and viewed the worst and then broadcasted that we are the worst by our own men. And these are men where we have been brought up to protect. These are men that we have been brought up to, when I say protect, like, I'm not talking about like fight for, fight for, because like these are things where it's like women, you know, black women for a long time wouldn't speak on things because we don't want our men to come and fight and have, you know, get, you know, arrested or have the police involved back in it. So it's just like, I feel like it's it's disheartening for us to have to experience this. And I'll say this, you have people like Nick Cannon, people like Young Jeezy, when they're making these decisions, right, to have babies with folks that are others. And here's the thing, I have no problem with that's your decision. That's what you want to do. Just don't down us in the process. That's number one. But number two, like, we don't want your apology. You made your decision, and I guarantee, like, Jeezy made this decision. And now that woman is bringing him through the wire. Nobody's calling Jenny Mai, no type of name. She's not being dragged through the mud. This woman set him up, put cameras in the damn house to make it seem like he was aggressive intentionally. But like, had she been a black woman, it would have been a completely different narrative. So
no, but the thing with Jenny Mai, I'm just being honest, they're protected by the law. You say something, they're gonna say it's hate speech. I'm just being honest.
Oh, no,
she's
like
part of that community. So that's why a lot of people are very. What
community is? Jenny Mai is Asian. Yeah,
that's the Asian. Remember, the Asian. You know, Biden did that thing in the law where.
Oh yeah.
I'm saying that's why they ain't saying nothing about Jenny Mai. But black women don't have nothing to protect them when it comes to the aspect of the law, which they should. If they should have something for that.
And that alone is a problem. Like when they had that Stop Asian Hate, I was like, nigga.
Like, I'm trying to tell you,
what are we doing?
Thing, right? So you have people that tell you shouldn't be waiting on reparations, et cetera, and whether you for or against is your business. I'm not saying I'll ever see it in my day, but I'll never be against reparations, right? Because the issue is, at the end of the day, everybody has had their turn in regards to those type of rights. Like y'all just spoke about this, the whole Asian thing. They ain't have no problem giving them people what they want. Why is it that they don't give us what we
because
we
they consider them on the Asian, I think, minority, and now that they're very beneficial when it comes to the aspect of the
beneficial is the word, because we've been a minority, right? And so in regards to the disparities, right? And so now they have no problem getting what they claim they deserve, but we have yet to get what we're owed, and then we'll have twerk offs in the community about we don't deserve it because what we gonna do with our money. Do they go around telling each other what to do with their money? Even if they do, they still gonna get what they owed or what they think they word.
Mhm.
I just want to touch on what she said in regards to the horizontal hostility. I keep saying this all the time. If we are constantly dealing with systematic oppression for centuries, right? Oppression comes down. And then it spreads laterally. It's lateral violence at the end of the day. Horizontal hostility, lateral violence, oppression comes down, then it spreads out. If I take a big cup of water and pour it on the floor, it's going to come down, then it's going to spread out. It's the same thing. But yet we constantly fight one another. And then we make excuses, and then we have these constant fucking twerk-offs because everybody's trying to manage other people's behavior instead of having a sense of accountability. I was on a panel the other day where niggas was complaining and literally saying that a woman has to make them put on a condom. Why is a woman making a leader do anything is beyond me, and this shit is crazy. And people are their sanity. Ain't nobody starting Hakeem.
Wow.
Listen, Hakeem, if you don't want to put it on, just be honest. But don't be sitting here talking about a woman got to make you as a leader. You understand what I'm saying? Ain't no way a leader got to be made to do anything by this shit is crazy out here. People losing their mind and they compromising their sanity just to be right. People are batshit crazy out here. But as far as Nick Cannon, I'm tired of these motherfucking apologies. Okay, I'm tired of these apologies to black women after niggas go outside. Okay, y'all outside the gate, motherfuckers take you through the ringer, and then we supposed to come back and coddle your monkey ass and make you feel good. And oh baby, come lay your head on my chest. Man, fuck all that shit, nigga. Move around, take your ass back outside. Like, what is it?
Yeah, go back. What's that
in the space talking about? Oh, y'all want to go and divest? Y'all go over there to that white man so he could cut you up and put you in the fridge and all. Like, I'm crazy out here. And I ain't nobody to say. Right, and it ain't nobody. Well, hold on. Let me say this, and I'm gonna let you have it. It's no one to say that somebody have to make you pay, right? Because I'm not one to hold things against people. But if y'all notice, there is a pattern of black men apologizing to black women. That's all I'm saying. I ain't saying whether or not people have to make people pay for life, because I don't believe in that, right? But if y'all notice, there is a pattern. Why is this a pattern? Why is this a pattern, right? But motherfuckers always talking about black women the problem. It's the black women, your black bitches, your single mothers. Just like we had this conversation earlier, and the man on the panel brought up single mothers. What the fuck that had to do with what the fuck we was talking about? Because at the end of the day, people want to have a goddamn twerk off. This shit is weird. It's very weird. So yeah, Hakeem, tell me about going in raw. Tell me all about it, baby.
No. Listen. Black queens, listen. Black queens forever, snow money never. Black queens forever, snow money never. That's all I got to say.
Shout out to Slimmy.
No condom. I'm not talking about going sushi. I ain't talking about nothing. I plead the fifth on that. I plead the fifth. Y'all not gonna get me, man.
You compromising your sanity by saying that a woman gotta make you put on the condom. The dude used the
I'm not answering none of that. That's too rich for my blood.
So dude say if you laying down and she come and climb on top of you, do she still have to make you put on the condom? That nigga said yeah. So I say so. It don't matter.
I agree with him though. Your woman should.
Honey, I'll deal with you later. I'm going on.
No, I'm being honest. I'm being honest. If the woman climb on top of you, if the man, you in the moment and you want to protect yourself, remind that man, hey, put on this. You better put this thing on.
So if she climb on top of you, she got to make sure you got on the rubber, and then if you get on top of her, she still need to need to
make sure you got this thing on.
I mean, I'm gonna say the thing is,
y'all crazy.
I can't say no. There's other contraceptives you can use other than condoms. I'm just saying.
Right, but it's the whole fact of the matter that these leaders is going around talking about what the fuck a woman gotta make them do. That don't even go together. Do y'all understand what I'm saying?
This what you just said. These leaders are not leaders of what you just said.
Exactly.
That's my whole. But hey, listen, Jordan. That's the whole point. And with that, I'm gonna go on mute. These niggas need to shut the fuck up.
Shout out to Slimmy. Shout out to Sapphire Great. Sapphire, we know you rising soul. She gave him a different account.
Shout out to Sapphire.
But shout out to Slimmy. Slimmy, that's a cool screen name though. Slimmy. I'm trying to find out who that is.
Slimmy Daddy. Slimmy cool people. Slimmy cool.
Oh, so you know Slimmy?
Yeah, I know Slimmy. He cool. He good people.
Slimmy from where? Because I'm trying to find out from where. From what
He
channel?
be on other channels and stuff like that. I call him
Man,
Slimmy
shout out to
Daddy
Slimmy,
because you know the real Pookie one day that nigga sound drunk and he was trying to squabble with Slimmy on the pedal and he was like, yeah, what's good, Slimmy Daddy? Like, so yeah, anyway.
Yeah, he laughing in the chat. He laughing. But go
Okay,
ahead,
so
Stephanie.
Hakeem pleads the fifth on the sushi. I'm gonna go on mute and let y'all
Yeah,
talk.
Hakeem's scared. He's scared. He don't want to
Yeah,
get.
No,
He don't want to get canceled.
I don't got no comments on that. That's too rich for my blood.
No, but Ken Dog say what he said. Nick Cannon should never apologize for what? He don't need to apologize.
Stand on
That's
business,
his preference.
Yeah. Stand on what you stand on. If you like
Stand
what you
on business. I
what you
like that.
don't get to
No
apologize.
apology needed. When Ken Dog say no apology needed, I agree with him. He should never apologize because remember that's his preference. He preferred to date other type of race of women. He just don't want to deal with black women. That's on him. Stephanie don't like that. She like no.
I don't think it's not even that I don't like. I just think that it's dumb. Like even the whole preference. Like I just think that it's dumb. Like why do you have to apologize? Like for sure keep your little whack ass apology. But I really think that nigga is starting to. I really feel like Nick Cannon, after having that conversation with Dr. Umar, is probably starting to reconsider some of the decisions that he's made. Because I don't think that. Often, I don't want to generalize it, but some folks, when they do have biracial kids, I don't think they consider that the world is viewing your kids as black. And with that, there's a certain level of bringing them up. You have to bring them up a certain way. And that affects the black community if we're not careful. And that used to be a thing back in the day when you used to have like biracial kids mixed with black and white, how there was like an affliction on the black community because of these people who were brought up and raised as white, but really were black and then started to do detrimental things to the black community. Anyway, we're starting to see that now play out live. I might get beat up for this, but with Drake, like Drake is a cornerstone. That man was not brought up in the black community. He was brought up Jewish and white. That's what he identifies as. And now he's wearing his black mask and walking around parading and making money off of the black community. Anyway, I said all that to say Dr. Umar handed Nick Cannon his butt and made him realize how he is single-handedly affecting the black community.
And I want to say this.
Put everybody in. We so gracious. Everybody
I want to
always
say this too about Nick Cannon. It's like your action is Darren Holly show because it's not like you had kids with it's not. I'm gonna say it like this. It's not like he just had kids with a chick with a non-racial. He did it 3 times in 1 year of having kids by multiple baby mamas, and 3 in 1 year. So him apologizing is like it's like he don't know that he dug himself so deep. It's like you're not. And this is what I don't get. It's like you like what you like. You like so much that you had babies with multiple non-black women, 3 of them in 1 year and everything. And now you say it's like, okay, why so black women are attacking me and everything? Because you like what you like. And when you say Stephanie about men in San Diego, it's like they have preferences of dating, women that's not white and everything. Okay, I totally get it. I totally get it. I kind of see what Nick Cannon mindset is and everything. But the thing is, it's like now, you got all these kids. You got 12 kids, and now it's right now. It's like, okay, now you want to apologize for the stuff that you did. But it's like the thing is, it's like you've been doing this with your whole life and everything.
Yeah, like nigga, you don't care. Like, is this apology genuine? Like, you really don't care. And then what are you apologizing for?
That's what I'm saying.
For mismanaging the ping? Like, what are you really apologizing for?
But let's say in all clarity, you can't get upset, Nick Cannon, if somebody asks him in an interview, why you choose not to deal with black women? And if for his own opinion, he say, hey, because I find them to be ruthless, ruly, or I can't really conduct myself with them. I can't be mad at him for that because that's his.
Why? When this man is literally just like Jess was saying, like literally perfect, like he's moving in the space of horizontal hostility, which does not elevate our culture. So why would that be okay for you to pin all black women in one circle and demonize us as being difficult attitudes? I can't build with you. Like, why say that? Why not just say like some of the women that I've come across, like these are the women that I feel like I could connect. Like, why do we got to be thrown away with the wash? Because this is a decision that you made. Like, I don't like that.
It's his experience. You can't get mad at a
Well,
man's
okay,
experience.
so this is my thing though, right? I totally get what Stephanie's saying though. She's saying like, why is it that is the constant thing with us, right? And I don't want to. I can only generalize, right? And hopefully people
because look what happened.
Hold on, excuse me, Ronnie. Excuse me, Ronnie. Hopefully, hopefully people can gather context and inflection from what I'm saying. At the end of the day, I don't see en masse Asian men throwing away their women, even if they have bad experiences. I don't see Brazilian men saying these Brazilian bitches gotta go.
You better talk.
I don't see it in mass, is what I'm saying. Am I saying that some of those men haven't had bad experiences and decided to move outside of that? No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, in mass, Black men are the only men I've ever seen behave on this level. And I really hate to say, I hate to generalize it, but that's the only way I can explain it. So hopefully people who have inflection and context understand. So No Chaser talked about divestors. It's the same thing, but divestors are new. This hasn't been an ongoing narrative with divestors. Divestors is fairly new. And don't get me wrong, they are just as jaded. But this has been an ongoing thing with Black men saying that Black women aren't good enough. And I'm not talking to the Black men who appreciate Black women. I'm not talking to those. I'm talking to the conversation. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's
I disagree.
I don't see other men doing that. Not in mass. Show me a man or other men saying that shit about they women constantly. Just like Austin Holloman. Listen, Austin Holloman took his ass over there to them people country trying to handle because he thought he could go to another man's country and run roughshod all over their women, and even the trashiest of trash men in those countries are not fucking having it. They not. Nope. I don't care if they over there beating them women for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. They are not gonna allow other men to come from another place to run roughshod over their shit.
That's why.
Go ahead, you got it.
I was going to say that's why you still going to Brazil anymore, because he's been
exactly. They not having
it. But I'm gonna see that there's no man that do it. I'm gonna say, what's his name? Freaking, he was on Fresh and Fit. I think it's Dustin. That's the one that got divorced. Dustin just talk about his wife, and she's white. That she
I don't see, but okay, but I don't see en masse that. Okay, so is that blue-haired Smurf ass motherfucker?
Correct.
Saying,
yes.
I'm not fucking with not another white bitch on this earth, cause they ain't shit. It ain't nothing but a bunch of single mothers having a bunch of biracial ass children with these Black kings. Do you hear white men saying that en masse?
They're not saying it like that.
Listen,
no.
Ronnie, this is what I'm referring to, the en masse. Black men are the only men that I see doing this en masse, is all I'm saying. And that's just anecdotal. I can be disproven, and that's okay. I'm just giving you my perspective. The white men that can't stand women and shit like that or whatever, they usually just, they go in their little groups and playing weird shit, to take out in real life. You
won't let me go in my bag. I want to give you one more thing.
Okay, do your thing. Let me go on mute.
Okay, the red pill community, that was not created by Black men. That was created by white men. You know that, right? The red pill.
Yeah, and niggas hopped on the train. Go on and get in your bag.
When we're talking about chasing white validation, them niggas is gonna hop on anything to subscribe to try to have just as much power.
White men don't talk bad about their women. I'm saying they do, because the red pill community was created by white men. Incel community was created by white men. That was not created by Black men. That was give you more.
What are we talking about? But they sit over there and they commune amongst themselves. They are not en masse all over TV. They are not en masse all over TV. These movements have become popular, right? But they are not moving en masse all over TV screens, all over social media. They have groups. They have little sects that are off in the cut, whatever. Then niggas decided, these niggas, hey, well, let's jump on this train. And even them damn printer paper color people said, nah, we don't want y'all Black asses over here, and kicked y'all the fuck out. Now, just listen to what I'm saying instead of trying to squabble with me, goddamn it, Ronnie. You know what the hell I'm saying. Y'all can say what y'all want. Just like No Chaser, he know I love him dearly, but I don't want to hear that shit. He say Black men get shitted on, then move to another color. Well, what the fuck is it with y'all that make y'all so
fragile? When did y'all become so fragile? That's what I want to know. Because like black women have been a lot of times just been dating black men, and we get shit that like we've had a lot of shitty experiences, but we still stay down with them. And then now it's starting to become a thing where
everybody get hurt. We all done had out. We all deal with shit. I haven't yet experienced a man.
Not paper printer people.
To the point where I said, you know what? Fuck all these niggas. I don't want to look at your old melanated ass. And Slimmy, I don't want to see your fucking chocolate face anymore. You black son of a bitch. I ain't never had that experience. I ain't never had that experience. I'm just saying. Well, no, take me like black men have always been fragile, but maybe that's another conversation. Shut up, Slimmy. I want to hear you mouth. I'm going on mute.
Capping. You up here capping.
Good.
I'm capping.
Go ahead.
I'm capping.
Shout out to the panel. Shout out to the chat.
Capping.
You're not lying about your experience.
I'll push your ass down the stairs. What
You're not lying about your experience, but what it is, the truth is, actually, black women,
oh Lord,
they date out more than any other culture.
We are not in mass trashing black men. That is new.
I did not say about what
you niggas stay windmilling. Niggas, you got shoulders. You done tore your rotator cuffs out the frame with all this.
I said 5 things. And you
I
ain't
don't
letting
care
me speak.
because I don't want to hear because I'm ignorant. Because I don't care.
You just told Ronnie.
You want to have a twerk off? If you want to have a twerk
excuse me,
I'm not twerking at all, man.
It's a twerk.
I don't twerk. I am a man.
Pop that ass. Shake that ass.
No.
I'm not
a man.
I'm gonna go on mute. I'm sorry.
No, I just thought he won the battle. I do not like Drake. He won the battle. You still mad about that?
Wow, he did not win the battle.
He definitely won. He definitely won.
We don't want to get on that.
Yeah, we ain't gonna get on that. That's irrelevant. So,
yeah.
But the thing is, like, I don't hear anybody ever. Serena Williams ain't never apologized, and nobody's ever held her to the fire for nothing. Like, she don't even want to look black anymore. I never hear no smoke for them.
Get in your bag, Slimmy.
I never hear any smoke for the black women that want to get out. And it's majority of black women black women are the majority that want to move on away from the black man. They separated from the black man. They separated themselves, even using feminism as the way out. This is not a talking point. These are the facts. Now, I'm not saying anybody on this panel, I'm not saying anybody in the chat is like that. But the majority that are trying to get out, this is what they do. They go deal with the other races. There are stats behind that shit. I mean, you could go look it up on the black, what is it? The black census. The black census, all those stats are in there. I don't even like doing that, but these are just the facts. You can't argue with that shit, man. But so if you got a black man sitting up here trying to apologize because he know he was a damn fool, you know what I'm saying? He was an utter fool, and he wants to apologize, let him. He apologized to all the small hats when he said what he did. Ain't nobody had no motherfucking problem with him apologizing. So why we up in arms about him apologizing now?
Listen, that man do what he needs to do to move forward in his life. All I'm saying is I don't want to fucking hear it. I'm not here to say that that's a part of his process, right? I'm not trying to get in the front of that. You feel me? If he feel like he needs to apologize, he do what he do. What I did say is, do y'all not notice there is a pattern of black women, black men apologizing to black women? And I'm just trying to understand this old monk ass pattern. Now you talking about people dating out. That wasn't my point, Slimmy. My point is that black men are the only ones that sit there and A-town stomp they women in mass. That's what I'm talking about. Now, the women that move on and go to other people, they typically just move on. The ones that do trash black men are a small sector on YouTube. Aside from that, I have never seen black women dog black men out in regards to dating out. Oh, I'm finna go get me a white man and fuck y'all darkies. The only place I've ever seen that is a small sector of YouTube, the divestors. Other than that, motherfuckers just move around.
Slimmy, go ahead. Hold on. Slimmy, go ahead. After you go ahead, we're gonna hear from PhD. Go ahead, Slimmy. Go ahead.
And then we also got True on the panel as well. So
yeah, go ahead.
And then we'll end it. Go ahead.
Okay, just Jay. So let me ask you a question. So I'm 44. You know what I'm saying? And I remember it was a shift like in the 90s where women started to say, fuck black men. It was a whole thing. It was man bashing 101 damn near. And there was no YouTube, there was no sectors, there was none of that. This was a real life movement, and black women have stood on this shit. Hey, I don't know about if it was worldwide, but I can definitely tell you where I'm at in Cleveland. This shit was a real thing. It was a real thing, and I'm willing to say, like, even across the internet, like, well, it wasn't that much internet back then.
I thought I said, well, no internet in the 90s, and you're probably a teenager.
No. Well, I was on the internet, but it was just AOL. It was just
yeah,
chat.
it was internet in the 90s. It was definitely the AOL.
Yeah. It was internet for sure. It was dial-up.
Right. I must not have been rich.
Yeah, no, I wasn't rich either. It was just you just had to be computer savvy. That's all. But yeah, we was on AOL, but you could see a shift in the dynamic where you could hear about women. They were just like, yo, they would get together and they'd be dogging men. So this has been a thing they've been doing for a while, and it ain't got to just be one thing where they just, I don't know who planted that seed and why they started doing that shit, but this is a real thing. So when I hear like black men, they didn't do that shit. They never did that. They didn't do that until this YouTube space. I don't even say YouTube, but maybe one of the Clubhouse shit and maybe a little bit on Instagram. But this is fairly new for men to really be voicing themselves and separating themselves from women. I think it's only because it's so many black women that are separating themselves from their men, and so many masculine black women out here. And I'm not
that's a problem.
I'm not trying to make this a tit for tat thing. What I'm just saying
that's
is
exactly
like,
what it is, but you got to go.
No.
Go off with our masculine ass.
No. So the thing is, like, when you get extremists, you're gonna have other extremists that want to attack back.
Definitely. Get in your bag, Slimmy.
So you get these extremists on one side, and then it forces other extremists to have a voice, to really like, hey man, no, this shit ain't right. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what's really going on. No, bum, I ain't just talking. This is real. Like, if you every aspect of life, once you have one side, there's another. And sometimes one side is created by the other. And I feel like these men on YouTube or wherever they're at, they got created because of the hostility that was formed against them. Now, I'm not saying it's like that for every man. Some men they just fucking lost it. They're fucking lost. They won't ever be able to come back. They're not gonna ever deal with the women.
You wouldn't even address the low testosterone that men have nowadays, but you keep hollering women masculine.
Along just Jay, 1 minute.
No, I don't know. I didn't see any stats about that. You know what I'm saying? I haven't seen any stats.
Okay, I'm trying to over talk. Let me go on mute. I do have something to do. I'm gonna be in the chat, y'all.
They got other people that gotta talk.
PH Diva.
Go ahead, PH Diva. Go ahead.
PH Diva, welcome, like always, welcome.
Welcome, PH Diva. We appreciate you.
And also, True Number Favorites is also in the building as well. But go ahead, PH Diva. And you kind of type to what Slimmy is saying.
Okay. Well, so I didn't even hear the Nick Cannon apology. What was he apologizing for?
Black women, that how he pretty much evaluated them.
Oh, okay. All right. I'll go look it up later. But in response to what I just heard the gentleman say, it's absolutely asinine to sit here and say, like, oh, black men just started saying anything about black women, when
That's not what I said.
Clubhouse, right?
That's not what I said.
Okay. Just let me finish, honey. When Clubhouse started or whatever, we can listen to the music that y'all broadcasted around the world where you openly disrespected your own women and called them bitches and hoes as a rule, right? We can go back to the cinema that y'all created in the 70s where you glorified pimping your own women out, right? And so the idea that y'all have just been these bastions of respect towards black women is absolutely asinine. We can go back to the 20s and listen to records that black men made talking about they ain't want no black nappy-headed woman, right? So y'all have always, as a rule, been disrespectful. And as far as black women being masculine, look at our environment and who we're in environments with. It's very difficult to be soft and feminine around black men because you'll get preyed upon. Absolutely.
Get in your bag.
Absolutely. Right?
Get in your bag, Diva.
I stay in mine.
Yo, this is wild.
And so it's very difficult to be, I mean, there's a reason why Black women experience higher rates of domestic violence, SA, intimate partner homicide, right? And we know who we with more often than not. And so look at the communities and look at, it's the reason why Black men make up about 6% of the population in this country, but make up about damn near 50% of the arrests for deletion. And so you can't be soft and feminine in environments with these men, because you will get preyed upon, you will get swallowed up and chewed up, swallowed up, and spit out. And so the idea that y'all will even want us to be, when y'all
you can't say
act
no,
the
y'all.
way that I'm sorry, no, but I didn't interrupt you, sir. But see, this is the thing. It's a prime example, right? They can't even sit there and listen, right? This is how lacking in discipline the average Black male is. Can't even sit there and listen. They got to talk all over you, right? And so again, expecting Black women to act like other groups of women and be soft or whatever when they in environments with, I don't even want to say animals, but it's an impossible ask, right? It's asinine to ask that. Or we wouldn't be here if we were soft and feminine. We have to develop a callus. That's the thing. When your fingers or your feet are injured, you develop a callus in order to be able to deal with those conditions that you're subjecting your hand or your feet to, right? When they dealing with rough shit, you develop a callus. And so Black women have to be calloused in order to survive around y'all. I yield my time.
This is asinine.
Hold on, Slimmy. Slimmy, hold your thought. Hold on, because you're going to have the final say so, because, we got to make sure never favorite go, and then we'll let you close out, Slimmy. Go ahead.
I want to say something too, if that's okay.
Yeah, of course, Stephanie, of course.
Yeah.
Go ahead. True. You there?
What's good, G? How y'all feel?
Good.
Feeling good, man. Feeling good.
You feeling good? My man, the newbie dad. How the life been a dad, shorty?
Hey, man, she's growing, man. She's 2 months. She's 10 pounds already, man. She's getting big.
Yeah, that's solid, shorty. I'm happy for you, Jay. Yeah,
appreciate you, man. Thank you.
No problem at all.
Go ahead.
So
get in your bag.
You said Nick Cannon apologized to Black women?
Yeah, that is correct.
What was the what was the reference? Like, what was he referencing to? To his children's moms? To what?
Like in general, like the mistreatment and everything. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, I mean, if you look at it from his standpoint, he does owe apology, and a lot of us do. Like I've constantly came on here and admitted to my past behaviors, towards women, especially our women, if we want to call them our women. And a lot of us will say they are women at one point, and then the next point we'll say they ain't our women. So we gotta make up our minds. A lot of it came from ignorance, not knowing what a man is, and understanding the title and then the responsibility that came with it. But once I understood what it was, everything changed, and I started moving accordingly. What PhD Diva said, bro, she's telling the truth. I mean, we had to be honest. Again, I said this before. My targeting has changed because I realized that a lot of guys do not have my mindset. They are not moving the same way I am. They are not trying to get married. And if you listen to the catalyst of what they're trying to do, it's always leading back to ass. They're trying to get pussy. And what's happening is a lot of women are starting to so-called understand their worth and understand that they're not needing a man for certain things, and it's causing a lot of other men trouble, especially men that's not used to getting women or being able to galvanize the ears of a woman, or even being in a relationship. So they're starting to put a lot of pressure on us. And for a lot of us, we're going to fold. And for those of us that's used to getting women, we're going to continue to get women regardless. And it's never going to be hard. But yeah, we owe apology.
Well, wow, Rufus, you okay? You feeling okay, brother? You're
Yeah,
right. I didn't check your temperature.
we definitely owe apology. I mean, if you look at what PhD was saying, also the state of masculinity, like we like to say they're masculine, but we do not create a space for them to be feminine. We don't. We got to be honest.
Go ahead, Slimmy. Go ahead, and then Stephanie,
And if you do, show it to me.
Pandering 101. Pandering 101, man. This is pandering. But no, like, so you're talking about a small percentage, man. Every woman don't get beat on by their dude. Like, that's crazy to even say something like that. Like, I don't even know how you could sit here and say men are animals and all this crazy stuff, and you can't be feminine around men. Like,
black men. Thank you.
You gonna let me talk? So do you lack discipline now?
Well, you set the precedent, sir. So here we go. I'm following your lead. You the man, right? I'm letting you lead the way. Right. And see, that's the thing. When we start following y'all, you got a problem.
Show some discipline.
You did it.
Complaining about me.
You did it. Right. Exactly.
I actually
so you set the
only thing I would.
Okay, so here we go. We here now.
So you gonna keep keep talking.
Absolutely.
Because you don't want somebody to land a point against you. Like you can't be setting the thing. You can't do stuff like that, man. You just gonna throw off the whole conversation to go tit for tat and be childish?
Oh, okay.
Like,
so you set the precedent, but now I need to be the bigger person.
I didn't set the precedent.
Right.
I got cut off the whole time I was speaking.
Not by me.
I don't even know if you was up here yet.
Right.
But I didn't complain about it. I didn't complain about it. This is the way the conversations have been going.
Okay, well then we continue in the conversation the way it's been going. So I'm gonna cut you off.
Okay, so can you let me continue, ma'am?
You can go, but I'm gonna cut you off.
Continue, ma'am. Can you let me continue?
Go ahead. I'm gonna cut you off though.
Go ahead. I ain't got nothing to say, man.
Thank you. You ain't had nothing to say, no way.
No, you didn't. You didn't.
I
Like,
get what you're doing, my nigga. Go ahead,
I don't know
Stephanie.
what the hell y'all be on, man.
Oh,
Crazy,
Lord.
man.
Go ahead.
The disrespect just shows that you have a lack of discipline in yourself.
Right. And you're a 44-year-old man walking around here looking like a 24-year-old man.
Hey,
Sir,
Slim,
grow
I'm at
up.
home.
Grow
I'm at home in my house.
Grow
Chill
up.
out. No, you need to chill out. I'm not outside. You don't know me,
calm
man.
down, everybody.
Don't get personal.
Yeah.
Don't get personal.
I don't have to get personal. I'm just repeating what I see. I'm talking about what I see. This is what you're showing me. I'm looking at you, sir.
Ma'am, I'm in my house.
Call him out,
I'm in
Debo.
my house. You need to
Grow
chill
Call him
out.
out, Debo.
You need to chill
Okay,
out.
Slimmy. All right, Slimmy.
All of
We're gonna let
Stephanie
Stephanie
go.
go. We're gonna let Stephanie
Yeah,
go.
she's
I
wild,
can't
man.
fall.
I am wild.
Female.
I
A
am
straight
wild.
up hyena, man.
Call it what you want, nigga.
Oh, no,
But
Slimmy.
I
Slimmy.
know an immature ass man who ain't grew up
No, ma'am.
at 44 when I see one.
Ma'am.
No,
Wait.
You do not know me. Please just stop talking about me.
Let's
go. We don't agree.
Wouldn't want to,
Just agree to
but I
disagree.
can.
It's all
I'm replying to what I see.
I'm
stating
done.
what I
I'm
see.
done.
Go, we're about to get ready for the after party at Action Channel. But go ahead, Stephanie. Go
So,
ahead.
so just really quick, as I'm sitting here listening both to Slim and to the other young ladies speak on their points, one thing has just come to mind. And for me, like, I really would like our community to stop doing the finger pointing. Because to be honest, we really have done a disservice to each other. And when we really look at the bottom line and who really started this division in the Black home and with Black families, I really think we need to start laying more onus onto white supremacy. I'm sorry, I said it, and that's what it is. And I think instead of us pointing fingers around like who's the worst, like, I think this is the time to heal these wounds and like hear each other out, but then also figure out ways to bridge these gaps, like having an understanding why Black women respond and act the way they respond, like why Black women are mostly more, and I'm going to put masculine in hyphens. And it's not, Slimmy, it has nothing to do with like being beat on. I think we're talking about masculine energy. Like, we're talking about like, we're the ones who have to provide and protect our own families. Like, that's putting a woman in a masculine position. And so there are a lot of Black women who, unfortunately, because of the 94 crime bill, were put in that position. And so, again, like, when we look at systems that were put into place to separate and divide the Black community, it wasn't onus, of course, it's doing on both parts and subscribing to both. Like, we collectively have to come together to mend and heal together. Like, there's so many, I agree with PJ, there's so many layers to this and so much trauma, generational trauma, as to why we respond the way we do, why we act the way we act in our own community. And I really wish that at some point we'll be willing to reconcile, heal, and move past it. That's the only way there's going to be evolution in the Black community. Because right now, all this divisiveness and this arguing, at this point, like, not only is it starting to be disheartening, but it's low-key starting to be irritating and weird as fuck. And so that's my hope. Like, my letter to Black men is like, dear Black man, can we start over? Because we were set up to fail from jump. Our relationships were set up to fail from jump. We were ripped away from our heritage. Like, can we just start over? Like, I'm tired of this. I'm really tired of the bickering and going back and forth. Like, literally, we have to do so much better. So that's all I got.
Miss Stephanie, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Beautiful.
How did we start from there?
So I really feel like having genuine conversations, and not conversations where we're looking to make someone look bad or prove a point. Like, listen to hear and not to respond. And I don't think oftentimes our emotions get so caught up because we feel personalized, we feel attacked. So like when we're getting spaces like this, we're not listening to hear each other. We're not listening to hear or to comprehend what that person has been through. We're listening to make a response. Oh, I drug him with that line. Like, nah, like we really need to have, like, not superficial conversations, but stuff that has some depth to it if we really want to make this change. So that's just my personal feeling.
Hakeem, your final thoughts, because I see you about to go in your bag. You got the ski mask.
No, I'm ready. Check this out.
Oh, go ahead.
Black queens forever, snow bunnies never. Black queens forever, snow bunnies never. That's all I got to say.
Hey, no, but shout out to Slimmy, shout out to Stephanie, shout out to True, shout out to Supreme Goddess, PH Diva. It's time to end the show. Sorry, guys. At the party at Ashton Channel.
Ashton show.
You got to go to Ashton Channel. Ashton, continue the conversation because this is juicy, big dog. You understand? You got Slimmy ready to get it off. You know what I'm saying? Hey, no, but shout out to Slimmy, though. I ain't gonna lie. Because Slimmy, I ain't gonna lie. You got a good point. Greatly meet you. Finally get to meet you because now we know who you is. Shout out to you, big deal. Shout out for sure. Come, bro. Come every Wednesday. We normally have panel Wednesday, sometimes Friday too. It depends on how we're feeling. Sometimes we let people have these dope conversations. We really do greatly appreciate you. Shout out to PH Diva. Well, Supreme Goddess, PH Diva. I love her because she do the pushback. But damn, PH Diva, you be going hard. That's not Miami in you. Hakeem, is your fault. Hakeem, that's not Miami in you. You see the Miami? No,
you know how we act.
That's that Richmond Heights.
That's the Richmond Heights in me.
It is. Sometimes that shit is attractive. Sometimes, but not all the time.
It's always attractive.
Shout out to Stephanie. Shout out to you, sweetheart. I see that you're having an event coming over there in Los Angeles. You want to tell the people about that?
Oh yeah, for sure. So if you in the LA area this weekend, your girl is hosting a gaming event. It's called Mingo and Play at the Delph Bar. If you're interested, slide in my DMs. You can catch me at it's your girl Steph 10 on Instagram. On Instagram. So yeah, slide up if you're in LA and you want to pull up on your girl. I'll be in the building. If you single, have your shit ready because I'm probably gonna holler.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. They scared out here. They don't want no black woman. Look at Slimmy.
Oh, now you smiling. Look at him. He ready.
Yeah, Slimmy, I'm glad to put a smile on your face.
He ready to panda now. Look at he ready to panda.
I ain't gonna get it like
Yep.
He ready to panda now. So
no, I don't do no pandering.
Slimmy was smiling. He had that big.
I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Slimmy. She said, slide in that DM. That's what I'm talking about. See, that's why I love black women. They'll tell you the truth. Slide in that DM.
Go ahead. Don't stop. Slide in. You missed every shot you don't shoot, baby.
Look at that, Stephanie. You changed them up that quick. I be telling you, the women got the power, man.
Yeah, they do.
Y'all can fix all this shit, man. I'm trying to tell you.
Dude, that's fact. Now we got the True Number favorite, man. Make sure y'all subscribe to his channel. Make sure you subscribe to Sharon Gracie, because that's where Supreme Goddess be at now, because she left the Black House. Sorry.
You know what? Stop it.
No, Jay Brett, if you listen to him, I'm joking. You don't hear me listen to him, so I'm joking. But yeah. No, but shout out to you guys, man, for being here. We really do greatly appreciate it. Of course, you Slim. Guys, on your way out, please make sure you hit that like button. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button. Please make sure you hit that notification bell on the right-hand side. Remember, we do go live each and every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6 o'clock Eastern time. Like always, shout out to Just Jay, all you in mute for being in the building. Shout out to PJ for being in the building. Kendall, the mom father for being in the building. The lovely Shiesty Bomb was in the building. Shout out to Mimi, co-host of the Shiesty Vendor in the building. Shout out to Ashton, who's about to go live. So Slimmy, you might as well make your way over there because that's where we be at in the after party. Ashton be over there, have some dope conversation. He put his link in the chat. Click on it. He's getting ready to go live. Today is Wild Out Wednesday over there on his side. They have crazy conversation. Yeah, go over there and subscribe. It's really dope. We be over there. Hakeem be over there. Sometimes Jordan and also myself because I love going over there, especially on a late night. They be having some dope conversation. Ashton to have you laughing the whole time. I'm being honest. You were laughing the whole time. He just went live now. So we're making our way over there. Shout out to the lovely Black Beauty in the building. PJ is in the building. Shout out to the lovely Stephanie Watkins who's also in the building. So shout out to It Is What It Is. Hassan TV was also in the building. Just Hit Me Out was in the building. Great to see you. Shout out to the lovely Sophia Grace. Boy, she is fighting this week. She had a long week. But man, that lady staying strong. Shout out to her. Really do greatly appreciate it. Yeah, you're right, Ken Dog. No Diddy on that one. I forgot about that. No Diddy. Shout out to those that are watching us on Facebook, Instagram, and also Twitch. Make sure y'all give us a follow. Shout out to Keisha over there on Facebook. Also, the lovely Sherry Bryant and also Bobby Bryant and her son Scott and Gorilla Black. We also give them always a special shout out. Miss Reed, shout out to you, sweetheart, for always being in the building. I'm trying to see who else. We got a lot of people today, guys. So y'all have to forgive me if I miss you guys. Forgive me. You know I can't forget the lovely Natasha Vincent now was in the building. She's always here holding us down as the mother of the chat. We got things organized. Even though we like your pushback, we love your pushback here, Diva. I'm gonna buy you. I'm gonna buy you from Sharon. Just remember that.
You know what? Well, y'all, thank y'all for having me. Y'all have a good night.
You too, man.
All right, you too. Thank you.
All right, y'all. Take it easy.
Take
All
it
right,
easy.
all right, Slim.
Now that, guys, make sure it's also very important. Go to KL Culture Radio Community tab. In the Community tab is the KL Culture Radio T-shirt where me and Jordan have on the KL Culture Radio hat, the KL Culture Radio coffee mug that we've been drinking from, and also Prince Hakeem New Book Black Love. Come over here, support the platform. We really do greatly appreciate it. Like always, thank you for tuning in to KL Culture Radio. Remember, Ashton's live. Go right over there for the after party. We over and out.
Peace.